All right, yep, we're hot.
We're hot.
So y'all went on Titanic,
Sure did.
and
It wasn't that big.
so where did you go to?
Kelly.
So we went to the Bahamas. We went out
Kelly?
of the port of Miami.
Get it up there.
God damn.
And we're off.
Fuck yeah!
And we're off,
Have
guys.
about a fist from your face. You're good.
That's the way to do it.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
So we left the port of Miami and we cruised down into the Bahamas. We stopped at the Princess Cays and Nassau. Those are the 2 ports we stopped at.
Okay. Yeah.
I was really impressed with Princess K. We really didn't do a lot there that you couldn't have done back home, like in your local farm pond, to be honest with you, or the Illinois River. We stood there titty deep with the beer in our hand,
But we could see our feet.
So they actually pause. You get off the boat, hang out at places.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not just on the fucking boat the whole time.
No, we left, like she said, Miami. The next day, we woke up and we was in this tropical paradise, and like I said, it was just absolutely beautiful. Couldn't have asked for it a more beautiful place to be. We got off the boat there first thing in the morning, and they had to truck us in by little boats because the shelf, what they call the shelf out there in the sea, was too shallow for the big boat to get into. And I don't know, what would you guys say? There was probably 100 of us on each boat, 150. I mean,
they packed us in there.
I mean, we was in there like sardines.
And did they give you a timeline? You got to be back here at this time, or else we're
Yep.
leaving you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you had to make that timeline on our float trips.
That, you know what, we actually mentioned this is not like a float trip, guys. They're not going to
they're
be
not
sitting
gonna
there,
send
the
somebody-
guy in the bus with his feet kicked up on the
Yeah.
steering wheel, smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer, going, "Where the hell you been?" That's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
They gave you a toot, and you better
were
get
gone.
back.
Scoot.
Yes.
Actually, a couple months ago, there were some people on a cruise line that got left. They were late getting back, and they left them.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and then if they tell you that if you're not back on time and the boat leaves you, it is on you to get yourself back to the United States. They will not help you.
Yeah.
Boy, I feel like I'd be like out there and I'd take a shit or something. Miss the fucking boat. Come out and that fucker's just gone. Going off in the distance.
Yeah.
But
Fuck,
no,
I do
we
that.
we got there and got off the boat, and we kind of went off to the side, I'd say, kind of away from the main little area, because this thing stretches for probably 2 miles. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was a long ways, anyways. And we kind of got down there. We found a little cantina place where you can get your beers.
Yeah.
$9 a piece. Is that right? $9 a piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something
man,
like
this
that.
was an all-inclusive fucking thing?
On the cruise it was.
Oh,
We bought a booze package on the cruise. Once you got off, you had to buy your
oh,
beer.
shit.
So I mean,
I could just take some off the ship. If I could take 'em with me.
it'd go on your drink card, because trust me, they count them son of bitches,
Yeah.
every one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got 15 drinks on the boat a day.
Yep.
And
What are you going to do at fucking lunch?
Start drinking water.
What the fuck?
Well, the good thing about being on there with that drink package, at least the beers was 16-ounce beers a piece. So I mean that made up for a little bit. And your mixed drinks, if you gave the old boy a little bit of money, he'd make them a little bit stronger for you. So we drank, or at least I should say, I drank a lot of what they called fun chips, which is basically a fancy word for rum runner, and they was potent. I will say that.
They got the best of a few of them.
yeah. So the first day that we left, when we left the port of Miami, Tiff was lying in the recliner lounge as we were leaving port.
We had to wake her up to tell her that we was leaving.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't remember most of supper that night. So,
Yeah.
Pay all that money, go on them trips, and you don't remember half of it.
Thank God for an iPhone and pictures. I live vicarious like that. I know I was there.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck it.
You don't go to some place like that, just to sit around and just have your little pinky out and
Yeah.
sip on booze. I mean, you go there to get fucked
Them
up.
cruises make me nervous because you hear the horror stories like that. I don't know. We heard somebody talking about a cruise where the shitters quit working. You had to shit in a bag. Like that's the ultimate well, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Well, thank God we all had balconies, so if that happened,
Yeah.
we could just hang our ass off over the
I was
balcony.
about to say like that. I
Yeah,
heard,
Kelly, hold my hands. I'm gonna need some balance here.
Yeah, they're like
That
septic
ain't
system
happening.
backed up or something, and nobody could use a toilet, and everybody was like shitting and pissing in bags. And then I'm like, where in the fuck are bags going?
Out the window.
I was gonna say, if they got a balcony, it's probably going out in the ocean.
Another
Fuck
reason I'll
that.
never go on a cruise without a balcony.
So what would you about cruise float trip?
I don't know.
That's a toss up.
I was gonna say that's a toss up because you're talking about apples to oranges.
Yeah.
Apples to oranges.
I mean, we go on a float trip. We go to drink beer.
Right.
I mean, we're there to drink beer. You on a cruise, you're watching shows. You're seeing a lot of different things,
Right.
other than there to drink.
You got a fucking itinerary.
Yeah.
You do.
And if I had one complaint about a cruise, my own one and only, I guess would be is you are on their time,
Right.
strictly. Unlike if you went to an all-inclusive resort and down in Mexico someplace and you're there for 5 to 7 days, whatever it is. If you don't want to get up till 9 in the morning, you don't. If you want to be up at 5:30 drinking mimosas, that's your priority, But on that boat, if you're supposed to get off at 8 a.m., you're getting off that boat at 8 a.m.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to be back at a certain time, and you have a time for dinner, and it's a pretty regimented.
Yeah.
So I prefer a resort because you don't have that timeline, and we can do what we want. I follow everybody else's
That's
time
what-
schedule enough that
Yeah. If I go on family vacation, I'm driving separate. I'm not.
I'm not surprised,
Yeah.
buddy.
We went to Tennessee or whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna take my own car. And they're like, why are you driving yourself? You'll see. We get down there, and you all want to go to a fucking aquarium, and I want to go get drunk and ride go karts. I'm gonna go get drunk and ride go karts.
That's where I'd be with Scotty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be too.
So are my nephews. They're like, fuck this, we're going with them. I'm like, where you guys go? And then one day I just wanted to sit on the balcony and drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody's trying to drag me out to go places. They're like, well, we do this as a family thing. I'm like, well, we came here
As a family.
Doesn't mean I got to go to all these shows and shit you're going to. I mean, I went to one of them, but I'm like, I just want to sit and relax and drink beer on the fucking balcony on the goddamn Smoky Mountains with this beautiful view. Maybe wrestle a bear. Who knows?
Who knows what happens?
We'll see what happens. But like when everybody was talking about what to do, they said something. They were going to some fucking aquarium or something. I'm like, okay. They're like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go fucking find some go karts. And it was like $24 or something for a pass to ride all day.
Oh,
So I went there, and then I left, went to B-Dubs, and then I came back. And at the end of the day, everybody ended up there. Because
Yeah.
I had the better idea.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
like,
of course
yeah.
you did.
You already had your $24 worth.
Well, yeah. I got everybody's $24. By the time my family showed up, I already knew which go-kart and which track was the fastest. Even with my fat ass on there. And we got on one of the tracks, and it was just all of us.
Oh, dear.
We didn't make it out of the first corner. We piled up. Fuck yeah.
Nobody listened, did they?
We all piled up in like the first corner and nobody could get by. I mean, we were just fucking stuck there, and they like pretty much just, all right, get off.
Your time here is done. It's time for you to go home. You don't have to
Yeah.
go home, but you can't stay
It's
here.
like they got all the fucking go karts separated from each other, and then we took off, and they're like, fucking knock it off. And we're like, yeah. Couple more corners later, we're still doing the same shit.
But
Driving backwards around the freaking track.
so what was it? Was it that Wednesday that we had the all day
At sea.
at sea? Was that the night we went to we run into the Quest? Was that night or was that Tuesday night? I don't remember.
I don't recall.
Well,
So, it was an accident.
You guys go to treasure hunt?
well,
Yes.
to honestly, yeah, we did. It was
I'm jealous on that.
It was a really fun treasure hunt too.
We'll leave some of the details out of the mix here. Well, I don't know. These
No,
two
I
two
mean,
can tell whatever.
so-
I don't care. It don't matter. To me.
It started with Molly wanting to go to the piano bar. She wanted to go see the piano bar. Well, we found the piano bar, but nobody was playing in there, so we just kept walking down the hallway. We come up this room, and the guy standing there goes, come on in. There's nobody there. We're like, what's going on? He goes, yo, come on in. It's too late now. You're here. And there was two older ladies that followed us in. They're like, you guys don't know what you're here for? And we're like, no, we just accidentally walked in here. Like, oh, you ever been to a treasure hunt? Like, yeah, this is for adults though. We're like, huh?
Like, yeah, every Easter.
So yeah, it was called a quest, and it was basically a treasure hunt, but basically everything was on you. I mean, they were asking for pairs of pants that were not on people. You had to shuck them off and run up there, give your number.
I have never seen 3 men shuck their pants so fast in my life. It was hilarious. They asked for bras. They wanted thongs.
Well, this guy was just trying to get some titties out.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Well,
seen way more than titties.
Yeah.
Because he asked for piercings at one point in time too, and
Oh,
he got
fuck.
to see some. He got
Yeah.
to see some stuff,
The judge, yeah, he just was speechless a couple times.
Yeah.
and he was hilarious to
Was this a
begin with.
legit business? This might have been a molestation.
It could have been. I mean, yeah, it was piercings below the neck and above
Was
the
his fucking
knees.
name Carlos?
I really don't know what
I
his
don't
name
remember
was.
what his name was, but he was good at it. He's done it before. He knew what he's doing.
Yeah, he was funny.
I guess.
But he
Just research
that was
that.
that was an interesting show, and then it might have been the night that we was all on the all day deal. Then that we went to the marriage
Marriage counseling.
Well, I don't think that's actually what it was called, but it ended up being that way.
Yeah.
It's like that game show that back there in the 80s or 90s where you have newlyweds come on and they talk about
Oh, yeah.
It was
The-
the newlywed game.
Yeah, it was
they
the
had
Newlywed
to
game, I think was the actual
there's,
title of it.
yeah.
they had to try to match their answers.
Had to match their
Yeah.
answers
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and that got a little on the interesting side because the beautiful part about it was is they had it picked just perfect. They had a couple there that was married for almost 40 years. They had a couple that was married for like 10 or 15, and then they literally had this couple that was married for 6 days.
Yeah, they got married and got onto the cruise ship.
And honestly, the old couple, they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Because some of their answers was awesome, and this one old gal,
Especially when they're like just the weirdest fucking answer, and you're like, well, that person's not going to think of that. that's
And
what the fuck-
dead
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yep. And that one old gal said, I've been married to you for almost 40 years, and I still remember that bitch's name that you used to date before me.
Yeah.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah.
I think the best answer was whenever they were asking where the wildest place you made ice cream was, because that was their code word.
Code word. Yeah.
And they both answered, the couple that had been married like 40 years, they both answered at church camp.
Yeah.
Apparently he was the director and she was the nurse of the church camp. And that was the weirdest place that they had ever made ice cream.
There was a comedian's joke the other day I listened to, and he was and he said that his next door neighbor or something is a 90-year-old man with dementia, and he says every day at 9 a.m. the fucker comes over and knocks on his door, and he says he's looking for his wife, and he goes, and every day I've got to tell this man that his wife has passed away, she's been gone for years, and he's on his own, this and that, and he goes, I could move away. I could probably have him sent to a home. He's like, but to see the look on that man's face when I tell him that his wife is dead, just the tears and the smile it brings to his face, he says, is worth me getting up at 9 o'clock every day and telling this guy that.
That's great.
Tears and smile.
Yeah.
There's days, isn't there, Kelly?
More than not.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's great. And then I guess our second stop would have been on that Thursday. It would have been our last full day on the boat. We went to Nassau, and that was the day that we snorkeled, which was cool. I like to snorkel.
Unlimited rum runners on their boat ride up back.
That's bullshit, though. You know what, though? They ought to give you them rum runners as you're getting into the water. Before you get into the water, I think that snorkel adventure would be so much better.
I need like an extended snorkel because I always dip down too far, and I don't know how to run a snorkel apparently, unless it's a better snorkel than they sold it, Dollar General back when I was a kid.
I'm pretty sure that's what we had was Dollar General snorkels.
The
Because the
facial
second-
hair is
Well, yeah,
bad.
like the second you get it, I would always like try that and be breathing out of it, and then I'd like dip down and then just breathe up a bunch of fucking water. And
Salt water's terrible, isn't it?
Oh, it's piss. It tastes like piss. It's a fish pee. That's all it is. A bunch of fish piss.
Welcome, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, take your choice.
Yeah.
I mean, where else do they go to the bathroom?
But no, that was kind of neat. Kelly had a lot of GoPro video and pictures off that, which is pretty cool. And but I've decided that I'm starting to get old and fat because about 15 minutes out there, doggy paddling around, I was done. Jake was ready for rum runners and just sitting on the boat is what I was ready for.
Oh,
Yep.
I get it.
Yep.
I mean, I went from all these physical labor jobs to truck driver. It's like, if I had to lace up my boots, that's why I wear slip-ons, man, I'd probably black out.
That's why I tie my shoes as soon as I get them, and I make them slip-ons.
Yeah, right. I'm so fucking out of shape. I mean, the thing is, I keep telling myself every day I'm going to get into shape, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, nah, I'm not.
I am a shape. I'm round.
Yeah, I'm a shape.
Yeah.
I don't need to run. What am I going to run from? I mean, anything can catch me. I stand a better chance of trying to fight it. I mean, I don't see the point in running. So,
But I don't know. We was probably out there in the water, grand total from the boat ride and everything for an hour and a half. I'm gonna guess maybe a little longer, but that's what it felt like. And then we got back to the dock there, and we had a little bit of a walk to get back to the boat, and we run into they had a Senior Frog. It's just convenient that they had Senior Frog's bar right there. As soon as you get off the boat, you don't have to go. We didn't have to go
20 feet, 30 feet.
There's a great big bar there that's popular. So they got a little of our cash there, and
They look at you really weird when you ask for salt, though, and they give you the whole entire container.
Yeah.
We were doing tequila shots,
Yeah.
goddamn.
and they didn't give me any salt. So I was like, "Hey, can I have some salt?" They gave me the whole entire container of salt. I'm just like,
Like, y'all never heard of salt and pepper shakers?
Yeah.
they didn't have
you
it.
just need a dash.
I mean, maybe they fucking got it by the fucking truckload over there. That is their salt shakers.
I don't know. Everybody at the bar was laughing at me when I was doing my shot, but you know.
But they had decent food there at the bar, and then obviously the drinks was good and whatever there. And Kelly and I had been to a handful of Senior Frogs over the years on some of our adventures in Mexico, and always fun there. I did see her on our honeymoon though, puke over the railing one night.
Yes, that was fun.
On our honeymoon. Jake didn't get any of that night, just so you know.
What?
Imagine that. So, when we were on our honeymoon a million years ago, they had a bus tour that took you from bar to bar to bar. And we were on probably our fourth bar, and I was a real lightweight back then. Worse than I am now. And yeah, by the third bar, I was puking over the edge into the lagoon.
Didn't make the smell any better or worse, just so you know, because the lagoon was nasty there, just so you know.
Yeah.
But then after that, I guess I know you and I walked back to the boat at that point in time. We
Yeah.
kind of left these guys to do their thing because we was on vacation. We all made kind of a pack anyways of when we're in a situation like that, if you're done or whatever, this is your vacation. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. So
Right.
And we're old and needed a nap.
we went back and took a 2-hour nap, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
15 minutes in the ocean of snorkeling and rum runners and Senior Frogs got old Jake down for a
Old
little
fucking
bit.
fatigued.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, the rum runners were good enough that I went from not being able to walk across the net on the front of the catamaran to dancing on the front of the catamaran. So
I feel like Jacob would have had more of a endurance.
Yeah.
Jacob years ago, he was a man back then, just so you know. But and then after that, so kind of the cruise thing, we just that night we just kind of hung around, ate supper, I think, and we drank some beers till I guess right around 10 o'clock. I know that's about the time I left the bar, was about 10, or the casino, I should say.
Most nights when I went to bed. Well, I
It's like
remember
everybody-
going to bed. I just don't know what time.
That's the
it
one
was.
thing everybody always like. What time did you get home? I don't
don't
fucking
have no
know.
clue.
I don't look
Yeah.
at my
Yeah.
fucking. I don't walk in and go, Time.
Yeah.
I did it.
Well, I mean, we were on vacation. This was in my room the
Right.
entire time.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah.
When I got tired, I went to bed.
Yeah.
Whether it was with Molly or not.
What time did you get home last night? I'm like, whenever I walked in the door, I guess is when that's home base, I guess.
We always go back and look at the security cameras, see
Well-
what time we got home.
You could rob my house blind and that front one won't pick you up for some odd reason. And it's set to the same setting as the one back and it fucking will not pick up nothing. It just fucking... I went in there and fucked with it while I'm standing outside. So,
Can we take a time out? Real quick?
yeah. You can take a sissy.
Foxhole.
Foxhole.
Foxtrot. Foxhole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's most powerful animal in the world. Unicorns.
Are we back on?
Yeah, we're back on.
Okay.
And Jake, I gotta like wheel chalk your chair or something because I think Phil, when he sat there, he kept sliding down.
Yes.
House is a little unlevel.
Yes, because I keep sliding towards Justin, and I keep doing one of these, and then I'm getting uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
I got to keep.
We got the puddle cleaned up. I can maneuver a little different.
Okay,
now.
well that's
So,
good. That's
Or
good.
Put your foot in there, wedge him here.
Thanks, buddy.
Give him a wedgie.
That is the last thing I need is a wedgie, just so you know.
You'd like it.
Well, I did my USS Gen A showed up the other day and reminded me, I'm like, God damn, it's been a while since we did a float trip.
Well,
I
I actually wanted to talk about that when we finished up with the cruise thing.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I've got fond memories of the Gen A. But
yeah.
no, like I said, to kind of finish up the trip there. That Friday was an extremely long day. That
How
was
long were you guys going for?
is
Monday morning or Monday mid morning and got off Friday morning.
mhm.
Flew home.
We flew actually out of Miami on Sunday and spent the night in Miami. It wasn't a bad little place, I didn't think, where we stayed.
The hotel wasn't. It was just kind of a different part of town.
Yeah, you think of Miami and you think of, palm trees, flamingos, fancy
Really, I don't
cars.
know.
Fancy cars,
I think of dolphins.
Okay, well,
Well, there was chickens and no flamingos or dolphins.
Yard
so-
birds.
yeah,
Yes.
there literally was yard birds in our hotel. Well,
And
not
they-
in the hotel, but
In the
out
parking lot.
In the parking
How,
lot.
how close is was that? What is that? Orlando? How close is that?
We were a ways away from
I
Orlando.
would say that several hours away.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I heard that you can get like $150 flight from Springfield to straight to Orlando, Florida,
Probably.
round trip.
Mhm.
That just sounds unreal to me. But
I wouldn't be surprised at that because didn't you, when you flew out of
Belleville.
Belleville,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was cheap.
relatively cheap to get down
we
there.
went to Tampa. I flew into Tampa from Belleville, and yeah, it was. I don't even know if it was $100. But it was
as
just
far as
one
east and
way,
west
though.
goes, that's a hop and a skip because Florida's this wide,
Yeah, but it's really long.
Yeah.
really long. Yeah, it's hung.
It is.
It is.
It
But
is.
it ain't got a lot of girth
Yeah.
there.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Here were
'cause that was, I even made that comment when we were flying out because we got an app. You can watch your flight path as
Yeah.
where you're at, and almost half the flight was in Florida before we crossed state line.
Mhm.
But
Friday was it was a really long day. We was up super early because you had to be off the boat by I think it was 8:30 or 9 o'clock,
had to
something
be out
like
of your
that.
room by 8:30, so you
Yeah.
start cleaning for the next run.
Because as soon as you're shipped off the boat, they're shipping 3,000 more people right back on that boat within a couple of
They
hours.
said 1 hour. They had a 1 hour. One guy said they had 1 hour delay from the last person to walk off for the first one comes back
That's a lot
on.
of cattle to get off.
It is.
There's 3,500, I think, was on it. That's what one lady said in one of the shows.
Yeah, it was like 35 or
There's like
3,600 was the
3,500
capacity of the ship. And
Not
then
counting employees. That was just
yeah, there was 1,800 employees or something like
Yeah.
that.
And we was technically on one of the no boat that size is small, but when you're talking about cruise ships,
Yeah.
it was only 900 feet
Yeah.
long.
yeah, it wasn't that big.
Yeah, it was one of the smaller cruises, smaller cruise ships. But
There's some of them that's 1,100 foot long.
yeah, and we were sitting in port next to some of those other bigger
Yeah.
boats, and you're like, dang, you know,
Yeah.
the size difference in them was amazing.
Yeah, there at Nassau, that one big one was beside us, and it was freaking huge. Yeah, it made ours
I'm
look
just like, all I'm picturing is a barge. That's the longest boat I've seen. So,
They're a little bigger than a barge.
They're taller.
right. I figured.
Because you got that one had 14 stories.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think they
Above
all.
water.
I think they all have 14 stories, don't they, Kelly? Every one of them.
I don't know. I can't speak to that for sure.
Actually, they're only 13. 413 don't exist.
You're right. Let's see. That's why we brought you here for the education. This
Scotty's
is an
still
educational.
what?
This is an educational program.
Next time you're in a hotel, anything, floor 13 does not exist.
Yeah. 90% of the time, floor
Is it
13 does not.
void or something.
It's unlucky.
It's unlucky.
Oh. Well, I've never been on like I've never stayed in a multi-floor hotel. You know, pretty well.
You've never stayed in a multi-floor hotel.
Not really. Not that I could
Never been over 10 floors in it, at least.
I grant you, that's never. Wait, that fucking Bellagio down in Mississippi probably has a. It's got quite a few stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bellagio's pretty big.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's got 13. I mean, some bitch.
13 don't exist.
All right. Do they just not label it 13? Or?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. There's not just like an empty floor there.
Are you sure that's not where they
I
store
don't
the
know.
crack hordes or
Could
something
be.
like that for
Could
the
be.
people, or what?
That's where the real fun happens.
Well, if I ever create a hotel, it's going to be called 13th Floor.
They're all going to be.
I got a hotel. It's
13.
called 13th Floor. Oh, really? Well, where's it at? Well, it don't exist. But I got one. No, I mean, I've stayed at like some Motel 8s. You know, maybe 2-story.
Uh-huh.
But I ain't been no. I've only been at that Bellagio. That's the fanciest one. And I stayed at one in Bloomington, but I'm pretty sure I was on the ground floor. I might have been on the second floor. Maybe. Might have been ground floor. I don't know. Best fucking bed, though, I've ever slept in. That fucking bed. I could not stay awake. Like, if I sat down on that thing,
Oh, seems
I
like
was so out. I was out. Because my bed's one of them fucking stupid memory foam things. Hard as a rock. I hate it. Hate it. And then I get there and I like getting this fucking thing. I got the AC cranked like I'm not paying the electric bill because I'm not. And just, I get up there, turn TV on, I sat down. Next thing you know, I wake up like 3 hours later. What happened? The Hotel 8s that I stayed at. Because I stayed in a lot of hotels. I mean, when I used to do waterline work, I fucking traveled all over hell. But most beds were shit. But that one there, boy.
A lot of times the beds in hotels are really hard.
Yeah. But this one here was like super soft. Like it just sank into it.
if I remember correctly, that I think it was that first ASP trip that we went on when we was down at the Dominican. I'm pretty sure that room down there, that bed down there, that was a comfy bed. Mm-hmm. That was one of those ones that was soft and would swallow you up, and it was just amazing. But I'm like you though, Scotty. With the job I've had for the last 20 some odd years, I've had a lot of overnight stays in places for meetings and stuff. And just like you said, you'd be better off with a piece of plywood and a couple 2x6s for a pillow, because that's about what it's like sleeping in some of the
The only
hotels.
thing that makes you fall asleep is that it's ice cold in there.
In booze.
Some of them. That hotel in Florida, in Miami, we couldn't get it under, 72?
I think we hit 70.
Yeah, we ended up hitting 70 during the middle of the night.
Fuck that.
Yeah. It would only let you go to 65, and it never got under 72 in my room.
Air conditioner never shut off once in that hotel.
Yeah.
Never.
But like, could you set it below that? It just wouldn't get
Yeah,
there.
you
It
set
just
it
wouldn't
below
get there.
Oh,
It was that hot down there.
that don't
Just
make
made
sense.
you reminded you of home.
Well,
Yeah.
it did it at
Except
that
for-
particular time. You're not wrong.
My house is 68 degrees.
Right.
At that point in time, my air conditioner didn't work, so
Yeah. Fuck with that noise. I'll be like, I need a different room or do something.
you would have been going to a different hotel because
Yeah.
all 5 rooms that we had were like that.
Yeah.
I
And-
bet you them fuckers got that thing's rigged.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm
Guaranteed.
and
Every day, like when I stayed in the, like when we was working, we stayed in the up at Macomb for quite a while, and every day when I left, they'd bump that fucker up, and as soon as I get back, I do. There's
they-
even a note there, fucking please set to whatever. I'm like, fuck you, I'm paying fucking. Well, I'm not, but somebody's paying you money every night for this. I'm sure it covers the electric bill. Fucking calm down.
And then some.
Yeah.
And then some, yes. Like, and and depending on which rooms you pick, half of them didn't have a fridge or a microwave or any of that shit. So it's like, fuck you. I'm going to get my money out of here somehow.
Either that or I'm taking towels with me, one of the two, whenever I leave.
I did lose a pair of boot warmer to one of the hotels in Forsyth. I forgot it. I called them like 10 minutes after I left and told them I left my boot dryer in there. I was like, can you set it to the front desk? And then on my way back through, I'll grab it. Yeah, we sent the cleaning lady in there. She couldn't find it. I told them directly where it was. Oh, we couldn't find it. I'm like, the fuck you couldn't.
Somebody
I'm like,
needed
I
the
was
dryer.
10 minutes. And they're like, let me check the lost and found. I'm like, well, did you find it in the last 10 fucking minutes? Like, they couldn't find it. And they're like, well, if it comes up, we'll let you know. And then you can come back and get it. And I go, I live 2 hours away. I'm not going to come back for a fucking boot warmer.
Yeah.
Like, whoever fucking stole it, like, put a bow on it at least and say it was from me. Like, come on. Because obviously it was fucking taken by somebody. It didn't sprout legs and walk off.
No, that, like you said, once you shut that door and you turn that key card in, whatever's left in there,
You're done.
she's poof, it's gone.
Yeah. Like, I barely made it out of the parking lot when I realized it. I'm like, fuck, I forgot my boot warmer in there. Oh, I got to go. I'll call them. You know, I had to get to work. I'll call them on my way. No, I didn't find it.
I don't know how many cell phone chargers I've donated to the DoubleTree in Bloomington. I guarantee it. Because whenever I was first become salesman there years and years ago, they used to send us for a week at a time for training back in the day up there to Bloomington, and we stayed at that hotel up there. And of course, every time you get in there, and my dumbass is always used to everything's in one spot all the time at home, and I had that thing plugged in there next to the bed and the outlet, and sure enough, I bet you over probably a course of 4 or 5 years in a row, I left a cell phone charger up there each time.
And you can go to Walmart and buy them by the handfuls.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you got to buy one at the gas station, it's the price of about fucking 10 of them at Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's the same fucking thing. But at a gas station, oh boy.
They know they got you.
Yeah, you're going to, I mean,
you need it
you're
there.
down and out. Like, all right, fuck.
But
You'd think they'd start providing them for you.
you know, maybe on that questionnaire that you fill out, if you had a good experience at the hotel, maybe I need to start writing that in and down at the bottom. Maybe.
Needs phone chargers.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. But just hardwire them in.
Yeah.
No, don't you got like an expense sheet? I'd be putting fucking phone chargers on the expense sheet.
There's other stuff that gets charged to that expense sheet, Scotty.
$13.99.
Don't want to waste it on a phone charger.
Yeah, buddy, come on.
Yeah, like, because if we go, like, if we ever have to, like, cover somewhere or whatever, you get the option of get paid mileage, or you can stay in a hotel and they'll pay food, whatever, you get reimbursed.
Yep.
And there's a little sheet to fill out. And luckily, I never had to do that, because I basically told them, you make me start traveling, I'm going to quit. So I'm done traveling, I want to be home every night. I was like, after doing that over the road shit, fuck that. I said, I'm going to be home every night, and I'm not working weekends.
Well, I will say, if there's anything good that come out of COVID, we quit going to all those week-long meetings up there. That since COVID hit, we haven't done any of that. Everything's done virtually online anymore, and you can do it all by computer at your office or at home, or if you got service out in the field, wherever you're at, you can do all that training like that out there, and that is so much better, because I'm like you. I'm to the point in my life where I don't want to be gone all the time. I got a lot of stuff going on at home, you know, especially with the kids and stuff like that. So I hate being gone for more than just a night on business.
Yeah, COVID really opened our eyes to how advanced technology's gotten, and some of the stuff we still do is kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, well, fuck, when the weather gets bad, everybody's like, well, we're going to work from home today. Yeah, I ain't figured out how to drive the fucking truck from home, but when I do.
If you let me know.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I would love to know how this works, because all three of us drive a truck that is hazmat. So,
and it's funny, like, we had a really bad icy day, and the only people that showed up were all the drivers.
Mm-hmm.
It was the only ones that made it to work. Even the ones that live in the fucking town I work at didn't make it. It's
So-
too bad out.
So, years ago, I won't say where Keli worked because I just won't. But years ago, when she worked in a town south of here, at that point in time, she was 45 minutes away from that particular hospital, and it come a son of a bitch of a snow. It was like one of the better snows we'd had in 25 years, and she was driving a little front wheel drive Toyota Corolla at the point in time. Right? I mean, this thing literally sits this high off the ground.
High roller.
And I called it the pregnant roller skate, but whatever. And she made it from our house there in Rockbridge down to where she worked, 45 minutes away. And there was people that she worked with that literally was 10 to 12 minutes away from that particular place of work. That called in and goes, this is too much. I can't get there from here. So that always just used to aggravate the piss out of me. You know, she made the effort to get down there to, you know, do her duties. And these people that are literally hop, skip, and a jump away are like, fuck it, I ain't going.
Back when a couple of us used to work at Reynolds, we went to Reynolds one day, and the parking lot was like empty. And the only people that made it to Reynolds were people from Greenfield. People in Jacksonville didn't go. There was like, the conditions are too bad. There was a guy there on his fucking crotch rocket that made it there, and people in town were like, we can't fucking make it out. This last ice we had, I was like, they sent me out as the guinea pig. I made it to like the Ashland exit and tried turning around there and couldn't, because every time I hit the gas, it just spun out. It was just ice. They had the fucking westbound shut down because there was an accident, and they had the state trucks were over there going in reverse, dumping salt, going the wrong way down the fucking road because they couldn't drive without driving on the salt. I made it to the New Berlin exit, got to turn around and come back, and then they're like, is it bad? I'm like, yeah. I was going 20 mile an hour trying to hit the gas, it just spun out. So we sat around for an hour, and then they was like, well, they just opened up the westbound, so everybody should be good to go now. And they're like, if you get uncomfortable, turn around and come back. I'm like, isn't that what I already fucking did?
Been there, done that.
I was gone all fucking day. Like, they sent us back out. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Well, there was one time, right as I started working with Justin, and he was in the propane truck, I was in the fuel truck, and we was just south of Whitehall there on the highway, like between Whitehall and Belltown. And I met him, and he had like this much of his windshield that he could see out of because the windshield wipers was like that big around.
Oh, yeah. I was in a newer truck, and the brand new truck, and the wiper I was going to Decatur, and the fucking wipers suck so bad, and the newer wiper blades are such junk, the fucking wiper blade bent in half and broke off. And I fucking caught it as it was going by. Like, I rolled down the window because I seen it just bend, and I'm like, well, that's not good. So I rolled down the window, and it come apart, and it flung it, and I caught it. And then I'm sitting there driving down the road, straightening it out, and every now and again, I'd reach my arm out the fucking window, clear a fucking spot where I could see. I got to Decatur and stopped at one of our other locations. I'm like, you guys got fucking windshield wiper blades? Yeah, we got a pile of them over here. They're like, I don't know if they're any good. I'm like, anything's better than what I got. I've got a fucking boomerang out here.
But I think he was going north and I was coming back south. And I just remember meeting him because I had in my fuel truck the same scenario. I had like a window of like that to see out of. And I remember we got back to the plant, or I got back to the plant. He showed up, I don't know, an hour or so later, whatever it was. And we went to lunch. I'm like, did you even see me? No, where'd I meet you at? It's like, all right. I said, I didn't know. He goes, well, I was having a hard time seeing. I said, well, I can tell because I met you, south of Whitehall.
Yeah.
That's
that's one of them days you go out and do what you need to do and get your ass back in.
That's like fucking waking up for school. You start the fucking car and you just turn the heater on and you take your soda can and just scrape off a little bit just to get to town, just to get to the fucking school and call her good. Don't want to sit there and let it warm up and waste gas. Fuck, gas
Hell no,
was-
you wouldn't want that.
Gas was cheap then. Fuck.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we got off track or not here.
I don't know where we're going. It doesn't matter.
I
What do you
know.
want to talk about
It's
next?
pretty typical.
Yeah, squirrel.
Squirrel moment here. I tend to have a few of them. You can ask his wife. I'm the king of squirrel moments.
Uh-huh.
No,
But,
we can talk about
definitely.
anything. I try to stay away from like politics as much as possible.
Oh, God,
'cause that
please.
gets fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know fucking Biden's dead right now.
Thought he said we're staying away from that.
Yeah.
I don't have any I don't have any
Yeah.
any hat on
Yeah.
here that anybody
we
needs
try
to
we try to stay away from that as much as possible. Some days we have to talk about it.
yeah.
We don't.
But no, like I said, we had a long day there in Miami on the way back. That was an extremely long ass day, and what was it? 5 hours that we had to sit in that airport. It was 4 hours.
Close, because you couldn't check your bags any earlier than 4 hours, and it wouldn't let us check our bags. So we had to go eat lunch before we went through security because we couldn't check our bags yet because we were there 4 hours for a flight.
Just checking your bags, just turning them in or something.
You
Yeah.
gotta tag them and weigh them and
I've never flown. You're fucking talking gibberish to me.
Don't ever buy brand new luggage unless you have to, because you're gonna put it on that little conveyor
It's
thing.
gonna be fucking trash bags.
And they literally are going to throw it. I don't care which airline company it is. Every one of them do it. It's just as soon as they get it, and they got this little cart that they wheel around. It's like I don't know. They're pitching horseshoes with them at that point in time or
Yeah.
something.
hard sides.
Yeah, they're like shot put.
Yeah.
But,
I still laughed about it. Jordan made a comment when we left. Well, I could have brought some blankets when we stacked our luggage in our vehicles. So I'm like, Jordan, have you ever been on an airplane? Well, yeah, once. You ever watch them stack luggage? Well, not really. Like, pay attention. Because they just grab it and wing it.
Hey, there's Skittles in there.
No fucks to give.
Yeah, they don't care what's in it.
Throw my fucking satchel.
I still think the best part of, and Kelly and I and Justin and I, we've been fortunate enough with some things in life to where we've done some traveling, and as soon as you get back from a place like where we was at, once again, it's amazing places, all beautiful and this, that, and the other, but the one thing that I jones for every time, I mean, as soon as my feet is off that airplane in St. Louis and we can make it back to that Alton area, I hit the McDonald's up, man. I want the number 7 meal where there's 2 cheeseburgers and a French fry and a sweet tea, and that is the best cheeseburger you will eat for a year.
And I could go for a year without eating McDonald's.
After that,
I don't remember the last time I ate McDonald's.
but after you eat some of the stuff that they serve you on the boat, which, like I said, most of the stuff that they serve you is pretty good. I mean, obviously, I'm here and I'm still fat, so I mean, I didn't waste away on the boat.
Man,
You know,
do they got like buffets or is it like?
so they got 2 or 3 different buffets there.
They actually had 4, but they didn't open all 4 at the same time. They rotate which ones were open. But yeah, and then they had the main dining room, so we had supper time at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you didn't have to go to the main dining room and eat the fancy supper. You could go to the buffet, and hell, there's a burger shop. You could go to a seafood shop, sushi shop,
Pizza.
pizza place.
There was a deli.
Yep, deli. I mean, there's all kinds of places to get food, basically all hours of the night.
And it's all included.
Not all of it. There was a couple places that had upcharges. You got to watch them upcharges.
That's Jordan. That's Jordan about upcharges.
Microtransactions. Fuck that bullshit.
I think really the only places that had the upcharges was the fancy steakhouse and then the
Seafood
the
place.
seafood place.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that one night when we was there at the captain's table that if we ordered,
If you wanted surf and turf, there was an upcharge
Yeah,
to
the
that.
surf and turf was $25 or $26, whatever
Yeah.
the hell it was.
Yeah.
That wasn't
There was always a
much.
couple items on the menu that had an upcharge, but most of it was.
These upcharges and tips nowadays are getting ridiculous.
Ain't
Like,
it?
listen, I'm fine with tipping you if you're my waiter or something, but if I order food to go and I get there and they're wanting me to tip them for doing
It's an
the
automatic
job,
no. Poke the button,
yeah,
no.
That's an automatic. Like when I self check out at Walmart, you're getting 1 star. I actually had a manager lady like overseeing me one day doing that, and she's like, I noticed that you've come here quite often. I go, yeah, usually every Tuesday to get my jerky for the week. And then she's like, and you always do 1 star. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, may I ask, how can we make it better? And I go, get some fucking people in here to check me out and lower the prices.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, put a fucking limiter on these goddamn goat carts you got running around in here. I'm tired of getting fucking,
Ran
my
over.
fucking getting flat tires on me.
The backdoor pickup from Walmart was the best thing they ever did.
Oh,
That's what Cassie says. She's
Yep.
like, you got to do that. And I'm like, listen, when I go grocery shopping, though, which I don't buy meat at Walmart, but when I do go to buy meat, I'm not fucking having somebody else pick out.
True,
Right.
yes.
I don't do meat from Walmart,
Yeah,
but
we don't either. But
I'm gonna take a time out again.
Foxhole.
Sissy break.
Foxhole, busy break.
I gotta hit the right button this time. Fuck.
You will learn.
There
we go. We're live.
Talk about it. Fuck.
Uh,
All right, let's move on to another subject. You want to talk about float trips?
I absolutely do. And one of my most fondest memories of you, sir, is on one of the float trips you went on with us down to the Black River.
Yep.
The
Hey.
USS Jenny. Oh my God.
Number 2, because the first one went well. The first one was it. I got it in Alabama, and it made it to one of the float trips, but I don't remember what float trip.
See,
Yeah.
in my memory bank, which is no good, by the way, it bounces checks.
Yeah.
Well, that bank does, all right. But my memory bank tells me the very, very first year you brought that sumbitch, the original one,
Yeah.
okay? And
The
Did it-
original
did-
one did not make it out of the fucking river.
that's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
original
yeah,
one did
original.
not make it out of the river.
Some women jumped in there and ripped the fucking bottom out of it. So I had no bottom to Jenny. Knocked the bottom out of her.
First time?
Yep. the original Jenny, that was fucking hilarious. We're at Gulf Shores, and we hung out the beach pretty much every day. We were in a little condo right across the street from the beach, and me and Phil was like, "Well, let's go get beer and ice for the day." Okay. We go down, and then we stop at this liquor store or whatever, get beer, we get ice, and they got a fucking boat. It's already inflated, just sitting there. And I'm like, and then I seen, is that for the beer or the boat? And because there was a price tag of like $35 or something. I'm like, is that for the beer that's underneath it or the boat? And the guy goes, oh, that's for the boat. I'm like, sold.
Get it down.
Get it down. Had the paddles and everything. It was like part of a display. And I'm like, get it down. So Phil's like, where in the fuck we're going to put this thing? I'm like, well, I'm not deflating it because that's going to take me forever to air it back up. And then I realized once I got back, I'm like, fuck, we got all these air mattress pumps. Could have used one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just we took some bungees and we strapped it to the roof of that Saturn, whatever, Equinox fucking Outlook. Saturn Outlook. It's equivalent to an Equinox. So we come fucking down the road and everybody's like out on the balcony. They don't see us pull in. They're like, what the fuck did you two buy? And I'm like, meet the USS Jenny. I'm like, says it holds 2 kids, but I'm pretty sure it might hold one of me. I literally took that bitch to the beach. I got a small, like, 12-pack cooler and a radio. And I just, next thing you know, I'm, like, fucking out there. I mean, out there in the ocean. And these little paddles ain't worth a fuck. And I thought I was, like, stupid for being out as far as I was. And then I meet a guy out there on, like, a long surfboard, like a longboard, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing this far out? Because I'm a long ways out and I shouldn't be out here. What the fuck's he doing? So I got and talked to him, and then he's like, I'm fishing for sharks. I'm like, I don't think you got the right setup. I'm like, you're fishing for sharks. He's like, yeah. I'm like, have you had any bites? He's like, yeah, I caught one earlier, but I let it go. And I'm like, you fucking let him go? Like, there's more of them in here, right? Like, fucking don't let him go. So I'm like, well, I need to get away from this fucking guy. So I fucking paddled my ass back, and I started getting back, and then the waves started picking up. And they started picking up pretty bad. And I was like, this is also the last time that radio ever worked. I started getting closer to shore, and the waves were bigger and bigger. So I'm like yelling, for Squirrel at the beach, and I'm like, come out here. I'm like, I'm going to hand you my radio, and I need you to run to the shore. And as soon as I go to hand it to him, the fucking wave comes and it like splashes in my boat. It fucking soaks that little radio, ruined it. But he ran with it like above his head to the beach. Didn't matter. It already got wet.
Too late.
Yep. So yeah, that Jenny went from there, and then I still had it for that first float trip, and it lasted the whole float trip until some bitches jumped in it and ripped the bottom out of it.
Yeah.
Was it Gen A 2? Was that the one where we'll just say Anna was giving away a lot of your beer?
That would have been Jenny 2. Jenny 2 was a little bit bigger. Yeah. Yeah, in a way, yeah. Gave away some
Gave
beer.
away? That's a nice way of saying it.
I
Throw the cap and dump.
I was on the front of you guys' raft, fucking drowning. I'll save him. She fucking grabbed one of my beers, opened up the cap, and just started pouring it down my throat as I'm drowning.
She's trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated so you can swim. You know?
She had an amazing time on that trip, didn't she?
When they were leaving, Evan said something about, well, I'll see you guys later. We're going to go to such and such and probably counseling after that.
I'm pretty sure she was force feeding somebody ice cream.
I cannot believe after that whole deal somebody didn't lose a tooth in her head because she just wasn't using a spoon. It was this thing. It was like this.
It was an ice cream scoop.
Ice cream scoop.
Yeah.
Here, you want ice cream?
Yeah. Jam it in your mouth. Yeah.
Oh, God love her. She was a good time
That was
on
the
that
last
deal.
float trip they ever went on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
it was.
First and only, I believe.
No, it wasn't the first one.
That wasn't the
That
first
was the
one.
last one.
Yeah. God damn, there were some good times.
I
I rode
know.
around with them one dudes in the golf cart for a while, made friends. That was cool.
I still remember after Molly hit the tree and Justin was ready to kill her, Scotty was standing there and he's like, well, I believe it's time to go take a shower.
Take a shower.
And he just turned around and walked away.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not getting involved in this shit show.
You, Justin, are the absolute best person to tell this story. So please, that's embarrassed the piss out of Molly on this
All
one,
right.
please.
Well, she told me not to tell any stories about her, so
How in the hell did she knew that? Hey, we all knew she knew.
If
that
this
wasn't
is the
gonna
only
go.
one, I mean,
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
others that we can
The
tell.
second she said that, she knew. It
She
was
knew
gonna
better.
happen.
We'll keep it PG though.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that because
so-
there's another story on a float trip that I can tell that is not it's PG-13.
Yeah.
That would have been the SS Gen A's
Yeah.
second or two's trip
Yeah.
with Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on, Molly. Like, we're not going to talk about your fucking chicken at the drive-thru.
I don't want no fucking
I
chicken
don't know
nuggets.
fucking chicken.
Poor Molly.
Oh, poor Molly.
You can come defend
Poor
yourself
Molly.
anytime. I need
Yeah.
more guests.
Yeah. So.
We'd have to have drunk Molly on here. Sober Molly wouldn't say nothing.
I was gonna say
Correct.
sober Molly wouldn't even be in the house.
We'd have to get her
no.
drunk and then just bring her here and
Yeah.
not know what she's doing.
Yeah. But she's an angel. She don't drink though.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Honestly, out of all the people
I've
I know,
never seen her.
she's probably one of the more saintly people I know until the alter ego comes out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There may be some devil
That one
horns
can
there.
run on water. Seen it
Seen it happen.
Second coming of Christ.
Yeah, but the mirror incident. So I mean, it was a simple solution. Just get in Jake's truck, put it in reverse, and back out of his campsite and back around to our campsite. Just a nice little U shape. And when I said stop, she said, "What?" I said, "Tree." "What?" "Tree." "What?" And she's still moving. And then we hear crunch. And all I thought was the whole front of your truck was gone. And Scotty goes, "Well, I gotta go take a shower." And away he went. And he was gone. I'm
Fuck
like,
yeah.
what the fuck? So
Because I thought the same thing. The whole front of Jake's truck is gone.
I've got a hold of Justin by the shirt. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
my exact words was put the motherfucker in park and get out. So I moved it, got it in there. Thank God it was just the mirror.
That you don't need.
Yeah, and that was the next best part when Kelly goes in and wakes Jake up. Hey, Molly did this. It's fine if Molly does it.
Yes.
Yeah. She just took the passenger side mirror off your truck. It's fine. I don't need that mirror anyway. 2 days later, he thought otherwise.
Yeah.
I didn't make it out of the goddamn parking lot, and I was like, I need this mirror. This is terrible. So
I haven't had a driver's mirror in my car in like 6 months because a fucking deer decided I didn't need it.
Well, driver's mirror is like tolerable because I mean you're right there.
Right, you can.
Yeah, I mean you can look back and see. I mean,
But I would say passenger mirrors less because I'm used to Derbian, so I'm used to the.
But when you had a camper behind you,
Yeah.
I was going to say a
Right.
passenger mirror with a 30-foot camper
That's fine. Yeah,
yeah.
going down
Fair.
the interstate.
fair.
So at 80 mile an hour going down the interstate, I send
Just give her 4 blinks instead of 3.
my wife at that time of about 18 years and the mother of my 2 children, she's half or 2/3 hanging out of the truck looking back like this
Ace
going,
Ventura style.
I think you got it, Jake. Go ahead and turn. Okay.
Weren't
So
you guys on the phone with Matt and Jennifer for like
Yes.
miles?
Yes.
And Matt Dalton was like right behind him. Yep, you're good to go. I got you blocked.
Matt ran block for us for a very long time until we got to that exit where there was all the cops, and there was an exit coming on the interstate, and then there was an exit off the interstate, and there was a wide load that took up 2 lanes of the interstate, and it was surrounded by cops, and there was this white SUV that come flying up with a trailer on, cut us off, cut the cop off. Cop flips his lights on. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm hanging out the window.
that year that we went down there in the convoy, and I was in Lightning. I felt like Smokey and the Bandit because I was just cutting everybody off and letting y'all get in front of me. Fucking
Yeah.
That's when we got yelled at because I fucking blocked for you, and we started going about 80. Fucking heading, and everybody's like, "Slow the fuck down!"
Okay, let's go.
that can't be any worse than whenever Matthew decided that he wanted to lead us all the way down there, and on the highway and on the interstate, we was doing like sub speed limit, and we finally get peeled off on them back roads back there to where the road is like this wide.
Yeah,
That's where we do 80. The rest of the way through the hills and the hollers, 80 all the way through there. That's back when I had the gasser pickup truck.
yeah.
And I was following him,
And that son of a bitch would not give up.
and he just hammered it. He was flat on the floor down the hill, and I just coast. And then he was coming back up, and then I just put her in 3rd gear and just creep up. And by the time I got to the top, I was right on his ass again. And I downshift and creep to the top, blowing black smoke.
Was that the year that Molly asked you, "What's that smell?"
Maybe. One year, there was a truck in front of Maddie that his brakes damn near on fire, and we all thought it was Maddie on fire.
Well, Maddie did catch on fire.
Hindsight, one year, Maddie caught on fire.
He did catch on fire next to the firehouse.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
And they went to the gas station for a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, because you couldn't find a fire department guy there, so, yeah.
Yeah. The man, I don't remember if we videoed it or if it was just audio that year that I was following my car, but we're going through them hills and I got my fucking soda down there in my cup holder and I'm acting like it's a gear shifter and I'm just and I was fucking shifting gears and I think the girls were recording and then I did a Ricky Bobby moment because as soon as we got on 255 and took off, and I got over and let you over. As soon as you got over, I was like, slingshot, engage. And as soon as you got over, a rock come out and hit my windshield and fucking put a chip in it.
I remember that.
And we're going down the road. And I go, boy, this chip is really dangerous and inconvenient. And I'm pretty mad at Justin for fucking doing that.
Yeah, I remember that text message that time, yeah.
Thanks for that rock. Yeah. I was like, I'm nice enough to let you over, and you fucking thanks. And here comes a rock, ding, right on the fucking windshield. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty inconvenient, and I am pretty upset with Justin for doing that. Fucking, and all I did was let him over.
Yeah.
I mean, I was being nice.
I mean, you didn't have to let me over.
Yeah, I guess. Fuck me. But yeah, we got into the middle. I'm pretty sure the girls like recorded it though. Me and Todd were being retarded, and he was like, "I'm just sitting there
You don't
shifting
say.
gears." Yeah,
Yeah, him and Todd involved in a story.
yeah, our first nature. I was like fucking shifting gears, and he was saying shit, and then we started quoting fucking racing movies, and I'm about to drop the hammer, Harry. Those hills are fun when you're not pulling a fucking camper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulling a camper in Jake's old truck, they were not fun.
Yeah. You get a truck in front of them, it ain't too bad, but that old gasser you guys had, that was.
Oh, that's
I made fun
bad.
of that truck, and my truck without pulling anything gets worse gas miles than yours.
Mm-hmm.
It gets 10.9. It doesn't matter if the AC is on, if the AC is off, if I'm uphill, downhill.
It don't much matter.
10.9. I'm like, motherfucker.
Always the same.
Speaking of flow trips, the one thing I'll never forget, Justin and Jordan finally got me talked into going on a float trip. And this was back in the day of like whenever Kelly's Uncle Jimmy was still going, and a couple of the older folks was, I shouldn't say older, not old, but older than me.
The dads.
The dads of the
I do
group.
like when we decided everybody should bring campers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that was great because them tent days kind of sucked.
But as soon as I bought a camper, my tents went in the dumpster. I didn't even ask if I wanted to buy them.
Yeah, well,
We didn't even fold. Me and Todd didn't even fold ours up. We went and bought one, and then that one day we were so fucking over it because our mattresses deflated. We were sleeping on rocks. I'm like, you know how hard it is to sleep on a fucking taco because my mattress was half fucking inflated, half deflated, and I had it folded. And then I'm like, fuck these things. And we threw them in the trunk. Didn't even fold them. We're like, those are never getting brought out again.
Yeah.
And then the girls ended up taking them out, and I think Jen and Rhonda took them out and folded them for us and put them back in the fucking bag. And we're like, we're not going to use those again. And mine is out in the shed still.
The air mattress never bothered Molly because it was nice and firm on her side, but it always got smushy on mine. I don't understand
Weird.
why.
Yeah, gravity.
Well, Kelly told me there years ago before we got our camper that her camping was the Holiday Inn at that point in time. And
That was after we tried to float away at the campsite we were at because it rained so much. Our mattress was literally floating in the tent.
Yeah.
so those are good times,
Yeah.
so you know.
We got up at 2 a.m. and went home.
But
It's a nice drive on the way home, wasn't it?
oh, it was amazing.
Probably nice and quiet and
Yeah, I was asleep.
peaceful and
But that these guys finally got me talked into going. I was like, all right, I'm going to hang out with the dads, like Uncle Jimmy, Uncle Jimmy Dalton. Love the man to death. He's one of my heroes in life, right? And I remember telling Justin, I'm like, I'm just going to hang out with them guys. I said they're hang out in the back of the pack, and you guys can do your thing, get as drunk as you want, and blah blah blah. And then Justin says,
ha, have fun.
Hey. Remember this conversation? All right, we're all going to sit out here like idiots and try to outlast each other. How about on 3, we all just get up?
I've told that story so many times.
Well, on 3, everybody gets up and goes to their camper because otherwise we're going to be here all fucking night.
Nobody said a word for like 15 minutes, and Scott was like, I'm just going to count to 3. We're all going to get up and walk to the campers. And nobody said a word. Scott goes, 1, 2, 3. And every fucking one of us stood up and walked away. Nobody said good night and see you in the
We
morning.
knew
Nothing.
We
just
knew what
walked
was
away.
happening. Everybody was going to try to outweigh everybody else, and it's like this is going to go on all fucking night. So
and at that point in time, it was like rats on a sinking ship. Everybody abandoned.
yeah, it's
Yep.
like all right,
Done.
guys, let's not. We have nothing to prove here. Let's just fucking
We have literally 2 more days of this.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. We just got there and set shit up. Like this was fucking day 1.
Yeah.
Was that also the year that we decided to watch, like, was it Deadpool?
Oh, that was that year.
Or was that several years
That
later?
was several years later.
Several-
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I
can't
can't believe no group chat started about going and seeing that.
Oh man, I would love to see Deadpool 3.
I mean, we could shut this down and go.
I'll see it twice in one day. I will go again if somebody wants to. Don't fucking leave me out. I went this morning. I got off work at fucking like 10 and I went. And here's the reason why. I wanted to see it very badly. I get really sick and tired of asking people, hey, you want to go? Well, sure, this time works, but this time doesn't. And then somebody else like, this time works for me, this time doesn't. Okay. when you guys decide to get your shit together, like, all right. But I get so sick and tired of trying to fucking plan shit and invite people. So I just do it like I did. And then if somebody else is like, hey, you want to go see it? I'm like, sure. Sounds like a good movie.
Yeah.
And I'll go again. And I won't tell you that I went and seen it and what happens. I'll just go.
Just go and watch it again.
Yeah, because I loved it.
That's just like I told Molly on the cruise. I said there was 10 of us that went. I said, you need to stop asking, what do you want to do? And say, this is what we're going to do.
Yes.
And turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
If they follow us, it's great. If they don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't matter.
Yeah. That's how we're trying to plan a side-by-side trip, like up in Wisconsin. And I was like, we just need to get together, pick an area where we're going, pick a date, get reservations, and this is that. Can't go. See you next year.
Yep.
Whatever. Like, fuck this. I get sicker because nobody's schedule lines up.
Well, that's kind of what we did with the cruise. We're like,
Yeah.
we decided where we wanted to go, and I'm like, okay, these are the 3 weeks we can go. Pick your week, and everybody agreed on, somebody
Well, it was
wanted this
mainly
week.
you and Katie because you were the ones with weekend schedules.
We can do this week or this week, so we just picked the one that worked for the most people. And if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm pretty much available like anytime. And people are always giving me well, you ain't got kids and this and that. Not my fault.
No.
Not my fault.
He's got a valid point.
No, and I love that about what you do because, especially especially where Kelly and I's at in life with with our kids at our age, we can kind of pick up and go and do what we want to.
Yeah.
Justin's in a little different area. I mean, his kids are literally 10 years younger than ours.
Yeah.
So I remember what that age group was like. I mean, you was committed at home a lot, or you had a lot of home commitments to make, ball games, 4-H, dance, whatever the hell you're into or they're into. But because I remember telling a lot of my friends back in the day, well, we got a ball tournament this weekend.
Yeah.
Jimmy's in O'Fallon. 3-game minimum. If they make it the championship game, that's a 7-game deal there. We're done. Well, have at it. Enjoy.
I always tell somebody about something I did. I wish you told me. I'd have went. Be like, well, here's the day I went. Oh, I couldn't have gone that day. That's why I didn't fucking.
Right.
That's why I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was like, I'm not gonna I really wanted to go see this in theater because fucking seeing a movie in theater is always better.
Different.
It is.
always
It's better.
And I haven't had fucking movie theater popcorn in forever. And I went and got Foundered on it. Although I was pretty pissed. Like mine had kernels and damn near every fucking. I was so mad. I was like, "What did you give me the bottom of it?" I didn't get is your machine broke? Why is all these fucking kernel? Every one of them's hard kernel. Fuck me. So I spit them out on the floor like I should.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of that movie theater experience,
And they got recliners now.
And beer.
and I was saying, and Kelly was
Some
just
of
telling me
them.
about they had some of them have beer there.
Yeah, the
The
one in-
RMC in Jacksonville does.
Yeah, that's what I went. So granted, it was $20 to see this movie, but I don't give a fuck because I'm in a recliner with in the handicap section. My chair was not a handicap. I was like, because he's like, where do you want to sit? And I'm like, fuck, I'll figure it out when I get in there. He's like, well, here's the options. I'm like, okay. Well, fuck me, dude. All you got's up front shit. And then in the center, right when you make the turn, there's the handicap section. And I'm like, wait a minute, is this one not handicapped? The C1 right here? And he's like, yeah, you can sit there. And he's like, it's kind of middle-ish. It's not too far forward because that's all I told him. I go, fuck, dude, all you got's the front. Because there was a 10:30 and a 10:45. So I was thinking about just waiting for the 10:45 so I could sit back further. And I seen this middle section. I'm like, well, can I sit here? Or do I got to fucking be handicapped? And he's like, no, you can sit there. And I'm like, all right. So I fucking went ahead and picked that one. And of course, boop. And I hit it again. He's like, which one are you hitting? Because it's not a touch screen, but I thought it was. And I go, C1. And he goes, oh, okay. So he hits it on his side. I'm like, oh, I thought it was a fucking touch screen.
Yeah, Jackson said that he went up the other day and was trying to watch Twister, but he wasn't able to watch it because they were full. So
I bet there was a lot of
Yeah.
people.
So do they have you pick your seat prior to going in?
So
now?
I guess you can actually pre-order the ticket and pick your seat.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I never fucking did any of that shit, you know? I don't know. That's, like I said, I was confused when he's like, where do you want to sit?
Well,
I don't know. Just let me go in there and fucking find
I
him.
can't even remember the last time I went to a movie. It was with the kids a long time ago. But
honestly, one of my more fondest memories of taking the kids to the movies, I'm gonna say Jimmy would have been 8, 9. Jax would have been 6, 7, somewhere in there in that neighborhood. Was the very first Transformers movie that come out, and me being a kid of the late 70s and early 80s,
Right.
Transformers was a huge
Wildcats.
huge deal. You know,
Wildcats, Thundercats.
you know, back in my time, and I was like, man, how cool is this that the boys want to go see Transformers, and at their age, that was, of course, it was cartoon
version.
but yeah, I mean, so we went there and we seen, I bet, was it the first 2 or 3 in a row that to come out? We actually went to the movie theater,
I think it was the first 3.
and
that might have, one of the later Transformers might have been what me and the boys went and watched that one time up in Jacksonville, too. I don't remember, though.
but that was a pretty cool deal. I like that, something like that, and then there's a handful of those other movies that come out, like G.I. Joe was one of them that come out, and stuff like that. I thought that the kids kind of got into them. Like,
they got another Transformer coming out that's like a cartoon anime type version of it. That last one they had, the Beasts or whatever, I didn't really care for it. It was rushed.
mm-hmm.
Like it was too fucking rushed. Like Optimus Prime's a dickhead to this fucking guy, and then at the end of it, he's like, "You saved my life. I'm indebted to you forever." And it's like, what, 3 days, and you're already in love with him? Like, fuck me. Like, you hated this guy and was like, you know, we can't trust you, and then all of a sudden you're like, I owe you my life.
Yeah, well,
Okay, like you rushed it a bit. Like you should have spanned it out.
well, that's
Maybe not, you know, shouldn't have just fucked on the first date. You should have kind of, this one here, you should have kind of prolonged a little bit.
Maybe we should have waited to the third date to at least get to second base at that point in time.
Yeah, but no, it just got a little too much too quick, and I'm like, I fucking ruined it.
But no, them kind of movies like that, and then like I said, all those Deadpool movies. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the original Deadpool, and shit like that. I mean, I'm a little kid. Those little innuendos that they always talk about, in there.
Oh yeah, there's this one here. You won't be disappointed. It's.
I was gonna say I don't want you to give
No,
anything
I'm not
away.
saying no. I'm not saying nothing. Like the references and shit that he makes is just as funny as all the rest of them. I mean, it's
Well, I'm actually kind of glad that Ryan Reynolds waited. What's it been? Probably 6, 7, 8 years since Deadpool 2, maybe longer. I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You were.
It's
it was
even
the
been
first
longer
time
for the
I watched it.
Logan.
You were at the old house.
yeah.
Okay,
So how long have you been living in the new place?
4 years.
So it's been at least that.
So I'm kind of glad that he waited.
I don't remember what was the last. I mean, how many years it's been since we did the float trip because we were watching both of them
18.
then.
With Lenny, security guard.
Vinny,
I forgot.
Vinny,
I forgot about that.
Vincent.
That's
Fuck
where
yeah.
Foxhole come out.
Dude, he's probably wondering where the fuck we're at.
He's still yelling Foxhole.
yeah, he's still yelling Foxhole.
I completely forgot all about that. And that was you severely burnt the bacon. It was crispy down there that year.
Probably. I don't know.
No, you did.
Was it him or
What
Jordan?
Was I never.
You and Jordan got burnt really bad one year.
You're not wrong on that.
Oh.
We did.
Oh, I got. Yeah. It might have been. I did. Yeah, one of them years I didn't let it set in. Well, we all three got it fucking pretty severely. It was
Yes.
because where it really kicked in is at that fucking bridge where you go up to where they always have the security guards, the concerts.
Yep.
That's when it started happening badly because we like put on all the sunscreen and then we jumped right in the water. and like washed it right off.
I mean, it was an oil sheen out there at that point. In fact, we was all kind of out there about this deep in water looking,
Yeah.
oh, look at all that out
But
there.
yeah, I remember walking out and I'm like, me and Jordan's like sitting out there like, God damn, like, yeah, I got pretty burnt and stuff. And then you walked out with your red belly too. And you're like, yep. Yeah, buddy.
But I think I remember you saying that when you went to bed that night in your camper, that you you would position yourself strategically to where the air conditioner was blowing directly on the bacon.
That would have been the year Todd and Mel was there because their AC
was right out
was
over
right
Yes.
there. And
Yes.
I laid the cover open and I had my shirt off and I just had it right on me.
We would have been at Parks Bluff that year.
Parks Bluff.
Yeah.
I keep calling that fucker Poplar Bluff.
Yeah, it's Parks Bluff. That was the year that Mel got pregnant with Letty.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, because
Oops.
I called it Parks Bluff, and then because me and Decker was talking about it, and he said something, and I was like, well, we've been going to River's Edge, and he's like, is that the place over there where we first started? I said, no, that's Poplar Bluff. I'm like, River's Edge is like you come in at, is that Lenny's?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
turn at
Lenny's.
Lenny's.
They've got the yellow birds.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yellowbird.
Yellowbirds. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm like, they're at Lenny's, and he was talking, and I was like, well, I don't know. When the fuck was the last time you went? I'm like, I'm like, we've been there at River's Edge
Yeah.
for at least, because we tried getting along the river up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to book that
Right.
years in advance.
I'm like, dude, we tried bribing them with pulled pork because we had a fucking shit ton of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
I
year we
ju-
left a cooler.
Yes.
Yeah, left the
And,
cooler.
and the campground guy goes, I'll keep it. I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Like, no.
We didn't
don't-
go back.
No, we didn't that year. Yeah.
I even tried,
Was that the cooler that had the
We had screwed the hinges back in like
hinges
3
in?
times. Yes.
it was like a bad penny.
and it had
Yes.
a little clasp over the end to keep
it's
it locked down?
terrible.
Yeah.
The insulation was popped because the plastic was popped. I mean, so sun faded that you could see the insulation in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was terrible.
I even tried giving him a bottle of that barbecue sauce stuff that I had. He wasn't budging. I'm like, well, them fucking them spots over there must be legit. he's not budging at all.
The only good thing about that campsite was the goddamn band, and it wasn't that good of a band.
No.
Especially when Kelly lost her flip flops.
They got plumb stolen.
Yeah.
Oh, well, another great thing about that place is there's fucking shade.
There is a lot of
there's
shade there.
Of course, I mean, at Parks Bluff, where we used to always get, there was
Yeah.
a lot of shade, but River's Edge, there's shade pretty much everywhere.
Oh, you remember that one year at Parks Bluff we all set up and we started betting on the couple across from us setting up a tent?
I do remember that.
And we were doing like, that ain't where that fucking goes. And this is good. Like, what do you think they're saying right now?
Yeah.
We were fucking imitating what they were saying.
How long it was going to take for them to get in a
Yeah.
fight and say fuck you.
Yeah.
And then we started betting on if they had kids or not. And then at the end of it, Tiff finally looks like and goes, how are you guys going to figure out if they got some of them things you bet on? And Jake goes, well, I guess I'll go find out.
The way I
Away
went.
he went.
I think you guys know by now. I've never met a stranger, so it don't take much for
Yeah.
me to talk to people.
Yep. And if I remember right, I come out pretty good on that deal.
Actually, you did. Yeah, I think you might have come out to actually the best on it
Yes.
because I had a few of them wrong on there.
Yes.
And then we
Yeah.
taught our neighbors how to properly cook corn on the fucking grill.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were about to ruin, like,
Yeah.
what, 4 or 5 dozen of
Yeah.
freaking sweet corn? Yeah.
I
Had
think
no
that-
idea what they were doing.
I think that was also the same year that, for whatever reason, I had it in my head that I still had to be doing my job while on vacation, and that was the year that Kelly said, if you don't put...
That was a different year. The year that they were teaching the people how to cook corn was over at Parks Bluff because Cody was there that
Right,
year
it was,
because they
yes.
thought he was the Keystone Cop.
Yep.
Yeah.
The year that I
Yep.
took your
Yeah.
phone from you was the year that Molly backed the truck
She
into
backed
the
the tree.
tree.
Back the tree in the truck.
Yeah, she backed the
Yep.
tree into the truck.
Man, she's amazing.
Son of a
She is. Goddamn tree just jumped out in front of her because you were in the camper on your phone after you finally found it when I stole it from you. When I walked in and was like, hey, this is the mirror from your truck.
What's left of it?
Yeah, don't get mad. Molly did it. It's fine. And he's like, it's cool. I don't care.
The last time we went, I lost the little gasket to my fucking cooler. And I was like, has anybody got a garden hose gasket? And Maddie, it's like, what, 8 in the morning? Matt's like, yeah, I got one of those. I'm like, of course you do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I was like, I think a garden hose gasket will work just perfect in it. And then that's when he set the fucking truck alarm off while Jennifer was still sleeping. And he's running around the fucking camper in the truck panicking, trying to get the fucker shut off. And she's got the keys in there because the window was down, it was locked, and he fucking reached in and did the
Opened the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like fucking running around, fuck. He's just running around everything. I know he ended up like fucking damn near hitting his head off the camper. And then he opens the door and gets in there and she just throws the keys at him.
I honestly think if we ever go on any of them type of trips like that and somebody needs a head gasket for their truck, he'll
He
go,
would have it.
hey, hang on, let me look in the toolbox.
Yeah.
I think I have one.
Well, I literally go,
That's the gasket maker.
yeah. I was like, fuck, I lost I got one of them lifetimes and the little gasket down there on the plug fell off. Like, I lost it. So it was leaking. So I'm like, fuck, it's not going to hold ice as good. And then I look at it and I go, it's about the same as a fucking, a garden hose gasket. I'm like, anybody have a garden hose gasket? And I looked straight at Matt. And I'm like, does anybody have a garden hose gasket or garden hose kit? And Matt's like, oh, I got one of those. I'm like, of course he does.
Matthew is Kelly's cousin, first cousin there, and he has saved me on I don't know how many of them type of things like that. The one night, you know where I'm going with this?
I believe I do. I think might have been involved with this.
You was definitely involved.
Yeah.
So one night, Chad Woods and I. Is this what you're thinking about?
Yep.
Woodsy's one of my best friends. Has been for 30 some odd years. But anyways, him and I and our wives, Kelly and Jody, and then a buddy of mine that I went to college with by the name of Trent Norris and Jennifer. We decided we was going to go to the inaugural Kentucky Speedway for the NASCAR race. I don't remember what the year was. Kelly could probably rattle that off. I don't know. But anyways, we needed to go. He bought the tickets, and we needed to go up there. We need to pay him for our portion. So we met him up there close to his house, little local bar up there to kind of remind you what we got around here. And we took my truck up there, and we got up there, and we drank however many beers we drank, whatever it was, and we decided, well, it's getting to be that time of night where we're going to have to get going, get back to, God's country, We made it about a third of the way home, and my alternator went out on my truck. And I'm sitting here going, I'm simply just fucked. I can't make her home. I mean, at this point in time, this thing's on like 10 volts, and I mean, we're not making her from Raymond to Greenfield at this point in time.
And mind you, it was a little chilly too.
There was snow on the ground.
Back when we got that.
Yeah, back when we got that white stuff
Yeah.
that didn't come from Columbia.
Yeah.
But anyways, I called Matt. He was the only one I could think of. I just was starting to kind of know Justin pretty good, and Jordan. They was kind of starting to come into the fold there at that point in time. And but I knew that Maddie, like I said, Kelly's first cousin, been around him for a long time, so I'll give her a shot. So I called him up. By God, he answered.
Yeah.
And
I got 7 of them.
Guess who he was standing next to?
Is it you?
And
Jordan.
Oh, right.
I
The other
said,
Jay.
Yeah, the other Jay. I said, dude, I'm in a bad way here. I said, here's where we're at. Here's what's going on. I said, is there any way you can bring a truck and a trailer?
which Matty doesn't have or didn't have at that point.
At that point in time.
He had a Ranger or something. Yeah. that duct tape together.
Yeah.
In typical Pennington fashion.
Yes.
You know.
Right.
So
Learn from the best.
Yes.
Yes.
so old Matty, he goes, well, Crowbar, he goes, I ain't got none of that. But I just happen to be standing next to Justin and Jordan that has everything that you need.
Yeah. Jordan's got a 4-door truck and Justin's got a gooseneck trailer. Huh.
He goes, so where are you at again? I told him again. He goes,
Might not have fucking plates or lights, but
That at that time, I had lights.
okay.
I'm not going to say anything about plates, but I had lights.
You had to, that somehow you had all them Fitz-alls.
now keep in mind this whole time, Kelly's that's her weekend to work, so she's at home. Well, I don't know if she's at home at the time where we broke down or not, but I don't remember that part of the story. But I knew that she had to sleep that night, so there was no calling her for rescue treatment. And once again, like I said, me and Woodsy, we had we'd had some adult beverages.
Right.
So I was like, well, I can't leave this son of a bitch sitting here. There's just no way I can leave it sitting here. Called Matt, like I said, got a hold of these guys, told him where we was at again. I don't know. So we was sitting there, and finally I was like, Woodsy, I said, we're going to have to shut her off. I said, she's sitting here not running good. We got to shut her off. Matty's got jumper cables. He'll jump us back enough to get it started to at least pull it on the trailer. Not a big deal. This is in February with 8 inches of snow on the ground. The wind's blowing out of the north at a strong 30. And I had electric windows in the truck, so once I shut her off, the window was down. There was no bringing it back up. So I at least kept my window up, and his window was down about yay far.
Why did he have his window down?
Because that was the only way we could throw beer cans out of the truck.
Yeah.
You can't open the door?
At that time, Scotty, we didn't have the ability to think that far ahead.
Now, mind you, we were 45 minutes away from them, just a straight
Right.
drive from the call. And they were already stopped. And we still had to
Question.
hook up. And
Did you get out to pee?
We did, a handful of times.
And you didn't realize that the door would open and close?
Scotty, we didn't have the ability.
Okay. I was just...
They had been drinking before they left to go to Raymond, let alone at Raymond and on the way home.
Kelly, I was trying not to incriminate myself that bad, but since we're there, we was probably 20 beers deep when we left Raymond. That's
It's okay. We've explained that drinking and driving around here is a lot different because if you run into somebody where we're going to be drinking and driving, they're probably doing the same thing.
yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
Not that it justifies it, but it seems right.
Yeah.
So
Seems better.
And it's what's that statute of limitations? It's probably out.
There you go.
It is on this one, yeah.
on this one, it definitely is.
Yep.
And
But,
and if OJ can get away with it, fuck him.
So finally, these guys get here to us, and Justin walks up there to the.
Mind you, we stopped at Shell on the way through Carlinville to get more beer because we were almost out, and we knew they were probably almost out.
We was out. There was no. We was finishing the last of our beer whenever they showed up. Chad's over here with icicles hanging off this side of his face, freezing to death.
He deserved it, kind of, the way it sounds.
With a pile of empty beer cans.
This ditch had every bit of 1.5 foot of Natty Light cans in this ditch. You know, 1.5 foot away from the door. Once again, looking back at it in hindsight, you could have opened the door, tossed it out, and kept a little bit of heat in there. No, wasn't that smart at that point in time.
Yeah.
And
We've all had those moments.
Yeah.
but these guys finally get there. We're like, thank God, you know, praise baby Jesus
and
at this
I'm
point
pretty
in
sure
time.
we stopped at Shell on the way back through again to get more beer.
And don't forget about the next best part
Then
of this.
we went to McDonald's with a gooseneck through the drive-thru. We didn't pull it through the drive-thru. We stopped next to the drive-thru and ordered, and they gave us our food. And we sat on the fucking gooseneck and ate it in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Sorry, Chad, but if you're listening to this, but the next part's a little embarrassing for you because
I was letting you tell it.
thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
But Jordan still has this truck. It hasn't moved in a while, but yet to this day,
Black
There-
Dodge.
the old black Dodge,
Yeah, he wouldn't sell it. Yeah, I get
Uh-huh.
you.
there is still a stain on his window where Chad's head finally rested after his 24-piece McNugget finally hit the bottom and he passed out. And his old bald head, my God, he was still in his 20s at the time when this took place.
No, he wasn't.
All right, early 30s.
So he would have been in his 30s.
I was gonna say I would have been damn near in my 20s, or if not in my 20s.
You was definitely in your 20s,
Yeah.
for sure. I was just thinking Chad might have been,
Everybody was over 21 for sure.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
definitely, yes.
Yeah.
I think.
We started running
I don't
around with
remember.
those guys about the time I graduated, so that would have been 10 years ago.
Oh, fuck, too. It would have been 15.
Oh yeah.
Was it
Oh,
that
yeah.
long ago?
Because the All About Kelly party, which we're going to get to about that here in a minute.
That was 10 years ago, and they were there, yeah.
Yeah, so it was well before that, so at least 15. We're going to go 15.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ish.
Ish.
Definitely 10 plus.
Plus. Let's just use the plus sign.
Yes,
Yeah.
10 plus, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we're not about fact checking or anything, and I always say you have to do your own research. So.
Let's Google it.
When you
If you learn something on here, it's a fucking accident. You probably shouldn't.
The only thing we learned so far is floor 13 does not exist.
Yeah.
and Woodsy leaves stains on the windows whenever he passes out.
Yes. On the
God
window.
love him. Oh man.
So we finally get back.
Now, when you loaded the truck, did you roll the window up on it?
No.
No.
Battery's dead.
Battery's dead. Even though they jumped the goddamn truck to where I had enough juice to start it to drive it up onto the trailer to
And
winch
it did
in.
have power windows, right? Not
Sure
manual.
did. It had,
All right.
yeah. Scotty, I'm telling you, buddy, you've been
I
down this
know.
road of
I'm just
intelligence.
saying, like, you might not be able to work a manual window that night.
I was going to say they wouldn't have known any difference.
Yeah. Yeah. So that'd have been like the fucking, we're fucking dead in the water. I can't see it, or the wiper gets hung up or something, and one of you guys would fucking go out and unhing it instead of just cleaning it off while you're out there and get back in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
was like, I can't get that over there. Oh, here, let me scoot it closer. Just grabbing it and giving it to you. I did see a video the other day where a guy was sitting there like fucking trying to. There was something in the water and he had a stick and he was sitting there trying to fucking get it, and then he accidentally bumped it and the fucker went out further. And then one of the guys walked out there in the water and like grabbed it, moved it right back to where it was, and then he got back.
That was actually funny as shit. Instead of, but here it is, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. This guy was sitting there fucking, and I was like, fuck, I don't know how deep that water is. Maybe there's crocodile in it or something. And actually bumped it with a stick and it sent it out there further, and his buddy fucking walked out there and grabbed it, brought it back, and then stopped it right in the same spot where it was.
Probably less than knee deep water too,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
That sounds like something you guys would do.
And his buddy that was trying to
Oh,
get
yeah.
it just looked at him. And I could see that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
When you're drinking, it's all about the story.
It is.
It
I
is.
swear to God, when you're drinking, it's like, how can I make this? Like, I know what to do in this situation, what I should do, but what's going to be funnier? I swear to God, that's how drinking works.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I know what I need to do in this situation, but what would be the funnier fucking story tomorrow?
We just can't go to A to B.
Right.
We gotta go A, C, D,
Yeah.
E before we go back to B.
Yeah, sometimes we might even hit Z.
Yes.
And honestly, what story actually starts out? That night I was just drinking apple juice. You know,
No good story started with a salad.
no, absolutely not.
No.
No, absolutely not. No.
That one time we were drinking.
Yeah, it always goes out. Well, we had a couple beers, and then
There is one night that at my house, I got to be honest with you, Kelly did serve a frozen salad. That wasn't actually an interesting deal there on that.
Yes, we did have frozen salad one night
Yeah.
at the house.
And you didn't forget it for a long time.
I still haven't forgot that, Justin. That's
know.
probably been 8 or 10 years ago,
I
bud.
know.
Was that on a New Year's Eve?
I
Was that one of
Was
them
it?
New Year's Eve deals where it was just us around?
Yeah, there wasn't many of us there. Fuck, we had steak. We were sitting there eating steak, and all of a sudden Jake walks up with a salad. Well, Jordan was there too, though, wasn't he? Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
me and Jordan were both giving you shit.
Yeah, Jordan and Tiff were there.
Yeah.
So I thought all of us adults was sitting around the big table, and the kids, we had like a little card table set up for them or something like
Yeah,
that.
I want to say it was a New Year's Eve. I think it was the one that we made that prime rib.
Well, no, that was just us four.
That was just us four.
That
on that
we
one.
did that because no, everybody else went doing something else. Whatever it was, there was like us six, cook supper, steaks, pork, whatever the hell it was, and Jake comes sits down with a fucking salad, and me and Jordan go, "Where the fuck was the lettuce at?" He goes, "Well, it was in the back of the refrigerator. I just got out and made me a salad." Like, okay, dick. He goes, "Well, you wouldn't have liked it anyway. It's fucking frozen. It was in the back of the refrigerator."
I picked out all the pieces that wasn't froze, and then added like a 5 pounds worth of cheese and croutons and bacon bits, and
You only would have got one salad out of it. That's it.
half a gallon of ranch put on there because that's the only way to have a salad, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
I'm
And
more of a French or Western guy.
I do like some French. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah. But I'm all about them croutons and bacon.
Oh,
Oh God, yes.
The
Yeah.
croutons, yeah, the bacon, not so much.
and sometimes you throw a little French fried.
Are you
onions on
American?
But sometimes I'll even get rid of the lettuce.
Well, yes.
there. Bacon and dressing and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a hell of a good sandwich.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I know, like, whenever Justin and I, we go to one of the local dining halls there in Carrollton, and they have a soup and salad bar there. And I will build a salad that will fill a trash can. But
There's a handful of lettuce in it.
There's 3 lettuce
I was
leaves.
going to say, there's 3 leaves of lettuce in there. Everything else is the other shit to put in on top
Whole
of it.
salad.
And there's not big lettuce leaves.
No.
Oh, God, yes. I love it.
A couple strands of carrots on there.
Yeah.
Did these people just get their door back right?
Actually, no, they're the ones that are
Southtown.
south
Oh, okay.
on the right-hand side. Well, west side of the road.
The ones that keep saying they're going to close down,
Gotcha.
but don't. But they're going to. But they're not.
I haven't yet.
But they might.
But they might.
We've been doing this
We don't
since
know
the
for
1st
sure.
of March.
So, they could be.
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up. Because it might not happen.
I ain't been there in a while, so. Well, I was there once this year. I was there twice this year. Fuck, I don't know. I've been there. I was there this year for something. I don't remember what.
A birthday party.
It was a birthday party, and there was another thing. I don't know what the other thing was. Fuck, I don't know.
Speaking of parties,
It's gone.
I need to have a foxhole, and then I want to talk about the All About Kelly
All
party.
About Kelly party.
And I want to
We haven't got
start.
to that yet.
I
We've been
want-
here for fucking 2.5 hours, damn near.
And I want to start off with the Friday afternoon, and then eventually get to the meat and potatoes. All right, so
All right.
we're gonna have a foxhole.
And
and,
fuck soul.
We'll return.
All right,
Well, we was going to talk about that, but we really need to.
we got sidetracked.
We got sidetracked, and we really need to talk about this Boones Farm strawberry daiquiri. I mean, if this don't take you back to 1995,
It's even got a little dust on the
I mean,
bottle.
it's got a little dust on the bottle. I mean,
It does.
we're going to chill this out, and we're going to pass this around after bed.
We got to. I mean,
I mean-
I want to muddy my cooler up. Yeah, I forgot I fucking bought those. I ain't shit.
But you want to talk about a total squirrel moment here? We was going. Well, I mean, we was hammering on this All About Kelly party when we come back from the foxhole.
Right.
Now we're talking about the Boones Farm. My God, that is strictly 1995 right there. But Scotty, I got to tell you, my friend, as you're muddy in the cooler up there.
It is a little bit. Water turned a little.
So
A little dust out.
from my perspective, if you will, of the All About Kelly party. Let's start on Friday. I remember I got off work early that day.
When you took my My camper.
Yes, that's where we're starting.
All right, we'll start there.
Do we remember what year, like month this was?
It would have been
Summer.
late July, 1st of August.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been about this time of year, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it was 10 years ago, as far
Yeah,
as that goes.
it was 10 years ago.
Because you just passed your test or something, didn't
Yeah, I
you?
had just graduated with my NP
Yep.
and then passed my boards.
Yeah.
And
Does that basically mean you're a doctor?
Kinda.
ish.
She's a doctor.
There's a dash and an ish behind that, but
There's a fine line.
Oh, no, fuck it. She's a doctor. We're all.
False advertisement.
but
I said, do your own research.
there's Googles for the reason, right?
Exactly.
But I
I
want
mean,
to
she's
stop.
had to she had to cut an assist off the back of my neck once. I was a doctor.
Hashtag MD.
Yeah.
he
Granted,
say
if she didn't do it, I
assist?
was going to,
Well,
which she told me was not a good idea.
honestly, Scotty, probably not, because you would took your pocket knife out of your pocket.
Changed razor blades.
Razor blade.
No.
No,
This
you razor
is-
blade in.
Yeah, it was a box cutter.
Yeah.
Because I said I don't remember what I texted her. I said something about I got like a lump on my back of my neck. It's like a pimple, but it won't pop. And she said you probably need to go get it looked at and get it lanced. And I go, so alcohol box cutter. And she goes, no.
Was that a hard no, Kelly?
That was a very hard no. Please
She
do
said
not do
something
that.
like, come see me Monday or something. And I was like, all right.
Here's your appointment time, sir.
Yeah. Because I was literally like, I went out and bought like a mirror
Mm-hmm.
so where I could mirror, and see it. And I was going to try it myself.
Well,
She
I'm
sure
glad
was.
that you didn't.
Yeah. She's like, no and no.
But
And she said I was a good patient because she can like cut away at me and I just don't move.
Yeah.
some of them cysts can get kind of nasty, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Kelly's told me that she's had a facial before, and I'm not talking about the good kind.
Yes.
She just kept telling me doing something about do we need to numb it? And I'm like, no, you're good. Just keep going. I was like, I've got pretty high pain tolerance. Like, I've been through some shit.
Give me a Budweiser.
Yeah.
We're good.
I've been through some shit. She's like, okay.
But no, Scotty, one of the better stories I wanted to talk to you about on this deal tonight was definitely the All About Kelly party, because
It started off with a banger.
right
On
off
Friday.
right off the nut.
Yeah, because
And-
I thought you guys were lying to me.
Oh no, this was 110% truth.
I know.
Then you looked at the camper.
So for the audience out there that doesn't know, I got off work early. Jordan was off work early, and we wanted to get all of our campers out there to the lake.
Right.
We got them out there, and we had plenty of time before everybody got there. We was into the beer a little bit, and we're like, fuck it, let's just go out to Todd's place and let's just grab that camper of Scotty's. He's a hard-working man at this point in time, and
Yeah.
and we'll
I still the old BLC,
we'll help a guy out,
Yeah.
And I think it was Jordan that called, whatever he did to you, and said, hey, we're going to grab the camper for you.
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, I thought that was going to make myself feel a little bit better at this point in time, but
No. You
Surprise!
guys, here's what you got. Here's the information I got. I was walking across the road at Lamb's to my truck, and you guys drove by, stopped, said, hey, your camper's already out the lake, hooked up, ready to go, water and all. And I go, because I thought you guys were joking. You were not joking. And then I go, I hope to God they're joking. And then I text Jordan, like, are you guys serious? And that's when he's like, yeah, it's out there. And then I text, well, I hope you're joking about hooking the water part up, because none of that's hooked up. So, like, he's like, yeah, we didn't actually hook that part up. I'm like, all right, thank God. And then that's when he said something about there was a jack situation there.
there was definitely a jacking that took place.
No, there was a jacking that did not take place, and that was the problem.
Because, I backed up there with the truck and we got hooked on. I mean, we was feeling good. I mean, we felt like,
Yeah.
we was doing you the ultimate favor at this point in
Absolutely.
time, because You didn't have time to go home, get the truck, run all the way out there. We wanted you to be there in plenty of time to drink all this beer with us and have a good time to celebrate Kelly Elaine and her all about her party for that weekend. And the terrible part about this is we got hooked up and we're looking around going, she's hooked up, the safety pins are on, everything's looking good here. Jordan, let's put her in the big D hole over here and we're gonna go. Yeah. And we got her all the way out there to the blacktop road and we heard this. I stopped. I looked at Jordan and he looked at me and I was like, what the fuck was that? I don't know. It'll be all right. We took off and we went probably another 25 or 30 feet the whole time just going. I was like, we got something dragging. Oh, there can't be nothing
Hold
dragging.
up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
We get out, and the next thing I know, we're looking down, and this jack is bit, well, 4 of them actually, is bit at a 90 degree. We struggled, but we got the jacks up enough to where they'd clear, and we I don't remember exactly how it went. That's just kind of why I wanted to bring this up. Is did we ever get them jacks to where they was functionable again?
You guys left them down the way they was, and you backed up, and that's how you bit them back straight. That's how you bit them back straightish.
Straightish.
And then we jacked them up like
and then
that.
you jacked them up.
Okay. I was going to say, because once again, at this point in time, we're Jordan and I's 3 some odd hours into, several beers. And this was back in the day when I drank the good old Budweiser. So, I mean, I was...
you were drinking premium.
I was drinking premium at that point in time. So, there was a few bubbles in the think tank at that point in time.
Some leaded.
And we get that fucker out there for you. And finally, like I said, get it parked. We're like, whew. This ain't our baby no more. Good luck, Scotty, with this. From here on out, this is.
You guys at least did plug, like you actually plugged it in, turned the AC on. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you talked about the water, I was like, "Fuck! I hope they didn't, because I'm just gonna go into a fucking swimming pool."
Water running out the fucking front door.
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, because the person I got it off of, they tore the kitchen apart and was repairing a leak, and they never hooked anything back up. And I was like, "Well, fuck! I'm not really gonna use the sink part." I'm like, to always go camping at. There's a hydrant right there. Fuck, I don't need to fuck with that. So I didn't.
Well,
So I got a detour here for just a minute.
mm-hmm.
So when Tiff and Jordan got married, of course they did it there at Rick and Susie's.
Correct. Yes.
So we took campers out there to the lake. This is back before I had mine. So I had Mom and Dad's. I don't know if you've even heard this story. You might have. I don't know if you have. So party was done. We went back to the lake. Just a quick hop, skip and jump. Of course, haven't been in the camper, but I had everything hooked up, usable, and
Oh, I know where this is going.
I think I do.
went to bed and woke up middle of the
I
night.
do know where this is
And
going.
whenever I put my feet on the floor, I stepped in water.
Oh.
Yes. When Molly got up to use the restroom, the trigger stuck and filled the entire bathroom full of water and just on through the camper and out the front door.
Yep. This is where I thought this was going.
Yep. Yeah. She was all full. Thank God we weren't been there all day, so it was just piss that was in the
He's just walking in piss water at
It's
that
just
point in
piss
time.
water.
You were in the ocean. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the ocean
There's
at this
plenty
point in
of
time.
water there that it was majorly diluted.
Oh, this is great.
No turd on the foot.
But this brings me back to Saturday. So Saturday is the big day. That's
Saturdays for the boys.
and
No, it was for
It
Kelly.
was for Kelly.
it was for Kelly. Goddamn it! This was all about the goddamn Kelly party,
Me
Scotty.
and Justin strayed off for a while.
Majorly.
And I remember, waking up that morning, and we ate and we was drinking, and I mean we was day drinking. This is when you're day drinking, you're drinking before noon, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Can't drink all day. Let's start in the morning.
right.
Abso-frickin-lutely. But I remember that, and then we was getting into the evening there. The supper was rolling around, and then, like I said, there's a point in there where you guys disappeared.
We did.
Yeah, straight up.
And that is where I'd like for you two to take over on this, because this is the part where I'm extremely fuzzy on, and I know I've heard the story, but I just want to hear it from your guys' own perspective of what happened between, say...
Well, it happened kind of fast.
I was gonna say, I'm a little fuzzy on some
I
of
was
it.
going to say, what happened between 5 o'clock and somewhere right around 12:30 at night?
Well, it started out with me and him went to the bar, went to third base just to check it out.
Because
And-
everybody else went to bed.
Yeah.
Not at 5:30 in the afternoon.
Well, it
was later when
was
we
later.
It
took
was
off.
later than that when they
Yeah.
left.
but everybody shagged out, and it was me and Scotty.
Yeah.
And Scotty's like, "What are we gonna do?" I'm like, "I don't know." Scotty's like, "Let's go to the bar." So what do? We're to the bar.
Yeah. And guess what? Bar was fucking dead.
Yeah,
So
we made our own entertainment.
we went from the bar to some hell tripping and old lightning, where we come back to the campground to try to get everybody back up and get on our level because we were having a good time.
You would.
And then that's when we did some donuts and was
In
like,
an unforeseen place. There might
Yeah.
have been a trash thing
yeah.
close.
A dumpster.
Where somebody yelled out that, and I said, "Yeah, got it," and then we got it on the next fucking swing by. We pulled up to Todd's camper and had him get in.
In between camper to camper.
Camper to camper,
Because he
Yeah.
threw his door open to see what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
we're
was
like,
his
"There's
mistake."
Todd."
There's Todd! Whoa!
Todd wants to come play.
Yeah.
Todd didn't really want to come play.
Yeah. He didn't, but
Yeah.
he was forced to.
Yeah. And then we picked him up, and then at one point we ended up at the bar at Freddy's to where I was dared to go in with no pants. And then I thought I outsmarted him by when we started to go, I ran back to the car and left, and I went back to my house and grabbed another pair of pants and come back, which I was dog dare at that point in time, called a pussy. So then I took those pants off because we were talking about how it's like no shoes, no shirt, no service, but it said nothing about pants. So then I fucking went in the bar with no pants on. I was just in there in my boxers.
At that point, everything got fuzzy for me.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere in the mix,
I did get asked why I wasn't wearing pants a few times, and I was like, I was dared I wouldn't do it.
Well,
It was also very hard to buy a drink because I didn't have my wallet.
unless you had, you had a prison wallet at that point in time, but that's really not the best option.
Right.
The debit card really don't swipe
Yeah.
that well there, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
but
At that point, I don't think
yeah.
they even had a machine.
Yeah.
but at some point in time, Kelly and I got into the mix of this, and I don't know exactly. I don't have a time frame. I don't have anything like that. But I know that what little bit of time I was in bed, we was in bed, that I heard this car, which was lightning. We heard the thud, and in the mix of all this, your headlights doing donuts like this was going through our window there in the bedroom of our camper. And I woke up, and I remember looking out,
I
and
picked
then
them all up.
all you guys was leaving with Todd. But somehow or another, we ended up down there at the bar it was a hot minute. It wasn't very long. And I don't remember even know how we found out where you guys was at. You might have called us. He might have called it. Todd might have called us.
The only thing
don't
I
know
can
who
figure
called
is Todd probably called when Scotty left because we figured Scotty left us. at
Yeah,
the
come
bar.
get us.
Yeah.
but we ended up there at the bar because I remember I was just in shorts, no underwear on, and a t-shirt and a pair of one ways. One ways are those you put your feet
Sliders.
in for sliders. You can go forward, but you can't go in reverse because as soon as you do, you back right at them. So they're one ways. You can only go one direction.
That's why you got Crocs. You can lock them in.
Well,
Put on full drive.
Well, this is back in the I don't know. Crocs might have been around by then, but I don't know. But
Not
we
then.
didn't have any. We didn't have any in our group at that point in time. But But I just
There were Crocs at that point in time.
Oh, for sure.
But I just remember like you said, we'd all had enough. A lot of us went to bed. Most of us went to bed, other than you guys.
We all should have
Me,
went to bed.
yeah. Me, like I said, the little trip. Me and him went from 0 to drunk real quick.
Yeah.
Because we literally went to third base and it was dead. And what do you want to do? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, let's just go for a ride. We jumped 7 hills.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
We basically just went around the block, but we fucking pounded beers.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. And I remember
Yeah.
Todd saying when he got in the back seat,
yeah,
just
start
chugging beers to get on their level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was like I was a bit concerned because Todd was concerned,
Mm-hmm.
but I was having way too
But
much
I was in the
fun.
passenger seat, so I mean,
Yeah.
we were safe.
Fucking 7 hills. We ended up like fucking when we ramped it, like me and Justin kind of collided in the center, and we broke my fucking cup holder to where I used the silicone to fucking glue it back in place to where it does not slide in anymore. It's a permanent fix fucking cup holder.
Yep.
Because we went up and then we come down and we landed on it. Fucking-
Yeah, we both went up and then came to each other. Came back down the center.
We had a good
Which,
time. It was a
granted,
fun
I mean,
time.
there wasn't much room
Right.
between us.
Right. Right. I get that.
No, it was a fucking good time.
Oh man.
I've been looking. I haven't found one yet, but I've been looking. I'm wanting to get a fucking camper
You pull
of
behind the
my
car.
own. No,
I'll sell you
I
one.
gotta say,
I was just getting ready to say that.
I gotta say, Lightning is getting towards the end of her fucking. She might have to get taken out back, put down. The other day, I went to Jacksonville because I'm not gonna dump any more money into it, and we've had a good run. It
Yeah.
owes me nothing. The other day, I had to run to Jacksonville real quick because I was changing the oil on my side by side, and I was like 2 quarts low because I did the transmission as well. I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have done the transmission because it came out crystal clear anyways. I'm like, I don't know why I fucking did that. So I hauled ass to Jacksonville because I called Nick and I'm like, hey, do you sell Honda oil? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, sweet. Are you home? No, we're in Tennessee. I'm like, fuck. So he was out of state. Fuck. And he's like, I'll be there Monday though. I'm like, well, I kind of already, I'm in deep. I need some
I need it
oil.
now.
Because we had Dad's ride last Saturday. So I was like, all right. So I hauled ass up to Jacksonville. Coming back. Now, Lightning's been running a little rough lately. And I had a suspicion that the exhaust is like kind of starting to plug up. That suspicion kind of came to tuition when I went to pass a fucking car and I sped up and it goes, and I'm like, why is this thing not going? So I give it more gas and it goes, splits the fuss. There's an exhaust leak up front somewhere now.
Now.
And I'm like,
So I got the 5.4 in it.
6.46.
4.6. All right.
I'm like, all right. I definitely have some exhaust issues that need to be, attended to. And then yesterday I was uptown at that fucking. I had to go up to the Farmer State Bank, and then I was coming back. And I went by that 7-6 Brew, the fancy fucking coffee shop. I'm like, I wonder if these guys got milkshakes because it's hot as fuck. And I was like, kind of want a milkshake. God knows McDonald's machine's broke.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I wonder if they got one. So I'm like, hey, do you guys got like regular chocolate milkshake? Yeah. What size do you want? I'm like, are they
Big one.
good? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I guess it's large. That fucker's this big. It's also $8 fucking dollars. And I'm like, that better be a good fucking milkshake. Because I gave her a 10. She gave me like $1 something change back. And I'm like, that should be a good milkshake. It's not. You can taste the powder in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not made with real ice cream.
You need to go to
It's
an
a-
ice cream
it's
shop.
Yeah. There's like, this is definitely a fucking supplemented fucking milkshake. It's terrible. I'm like,
She went to Murrayville.
right.
I'll say the one up there
Heavenly
in the
Delight.
square. there. Carrollton's not bad either.
Yeah, that one's good.
Dairy Bar.
I just
New England Lights. I mean, it's like
okay.
top of the line.
I'm in Jacksonville though. Let's keep it together. Like I'm in Jacksonville and I'm trying to get back to the farm too. So,
Yep.
or wait, no, yesterday I wasn't. Never mind. I was just Jacksonville to here. I wasn't making any out of the way trips, but I did here a few weeks ago. I tried fucking. Is that the Dairy Bar? in
Yeah,
Carrollton.
and Carrollton.
I tried that one the other day for like the first time, maybe ever. Mom says I had one when I was a kid. I don't know.
Well, it's under new ownership, so.
I know, but I'm like, I can't believe I waited so long to try it because it's so good.
What'd you get?
Well, I got a peanut butter hot fudge sundae
Oh my God, yes.
because I get them at Dairy Queen.
Talk slowly when you talk about this, by the
Yes. I get these at Dairy Queen all the time. But Dairy Queen makes them upside down. Because the big part they use as a lid, and the little bitty guy they use as the bottom. They keep making them upside down. I don't know why I keep telling them. And they're expensive.
Uh-huh.
It was less at the Dairy Bar for a fucking big cup, and it was fucking amazing. But yes, peanut butter hot fudge sundae. I recommend it because it's. I don't know about anybody else, but when I eat ice cream, I always got a jar of Peter Pan creamy honey peanut butter, and it's
Mix it
like I
with
get
it.
a little scoop of it, a little scoop of ice cream, and
It's got to be Jif peanut butter with a little Hershey syrup.
no. I use Peter Pan. Actually, I have some other peanut butter out there that I just tried. That's actually a chocolate peanut butter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Calories be damned.
Whenever
That
you worked
motherfucker was good.
at the DQ back in the day, what was it that was it the Blizzard that you didn't like the syrup in? What the fuck was it?
Chocolate shake. I want a chocolate shake made with chocolate ice cream and milk. I
Right.
don't want vanilla ice cream and syrup. And
Right. Oh no. Yeah,
No,
you
I want chocolate ice cream.
The burger board or whatever in Jacksonville. I've gotten chocolate shakes from them, and it's legit.
Yeah.
I had a chocolate peanut butter shake from them one time. I'm like, can you guys even do that? Is that legal? Well, yeah,
Legal.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. I was like, God,
Life changing.
that's a shake. A shake where you gotta wait a second for it to start to melt because you ain't got the lung
suck it
capacity.
through. You can't suck it through
Yeah.
a straw.
Yeah, fuck them goddamn breather tube thingies they give you at the hospital to check your pneumonia status. Fucking give them a goddamn milkshake and try to suck that fucker through the straw. That's what you need to fucking do, That would get that lung capacity built up. Fucking.
Well, there's other ways to do that too, Scotty, but
There
we're not going
is.
to talk about that.
The straw's the best way. Remember,
You
I'm the
ever-
doctor.
You ever heard the golf ball in the garden?
Poor Kelly. She's the only woman on the board here tonight.
In a dark room with
In a
three
dark-
guys and a camera.
Yeah.
We discussed this as we walked in here.
I was putting the ceiling fan in, and Pollard was helping me, and he knew nothing about this. So we're in here putting this fucking ceiling fan up, and he just turns and he's like looking around, and he sees the lights and the camera and the TV, and he goes, "It's a fucking porn set." No, I was like, I got a podcast. He goes, "The fuck is that?" So I explained to him. He's like, "So it's like radio?" I'm like, "Well, it's not live though. It's just recorded. I put it out later." I was like, "So you can like cuss and swear and all that shit on there and fucking whatnot. We're not live. We're not." And he's like, "Oh, all right, whatever." But his reaction was just like you just see him in here, just gears just turning like it's like a
Little bit-
fucking porn.
There's a little bit of smut making on in here.
Does it smell like butt sex? But it did help me get the ceiling fan up. So
Yeah, with the unicorns.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I was
really
gonna say,
sets
yeah.
the mood.
I was gonna say the pink unicorns up there, the lighting just. I mean, my God, man, that's
I'm telling you, man, unicorn, most powerful animal in the world. I had a theory that because this house was built in like 53. I don't know if it's been decorated since. I haven't changed anything except for what you see. I haven't tore down any wallpaper, border, none of that shit. My theory for this room, seems the guy before was
BDSM.
no. The guy was a Vietnam vet. I assume he sat in here and dropped acid and just watched the unicorns run over the rainbows. That's what I assume. To
That
help
would
with
be
his
fun.
PTSD.
There's little fact here that I bet you probably don't know. Kelly and I have
Only been acid once.
only dropped acid once. No, we haven't.
Disclaimer: I have never dropped acid.
Dropped ass? Maybe.
I
Yeah,
don't drop that shit.
but
Yes, to all of the above.
since October 23rd of 1999, we've been together. So we're rapidly approaching 25 years, right? And we was
fact check. Fact check.
There is a fact check on that. And the bad part is he remembers that better than I do.
I can tell you exactly where we was at, but we'll go there in another in a little bit. But little unknown fact that you might not know is we was dating, then we got to get engaged, and we was looking for a house at that point in time, and we actually looked at this place about 22 years ago, neighborhood, 21 years ago, maybe. I mean, it was just right after.
Was this one of the ones we looked at right before Jimmy was born?
Right before Jimmy was born, because
So about 20 years ago.
because we was 21 or so years ago, because we was married, but you wasn't pregnant with Jimmy yet at that point in time, or if you was just right at pregnant with Jimmy. And we actually looked at this house to buy this house at one point in time.
Yeah. Phil looked at buying it before me. He's the one that told me about it.
Okay.
Because Phil was leaving Rockbridge. I tried buying Phil's place at Rockbridge. They wouldn't give a loan because it's double wide. The fucking place that he got the fucking loan for wouldn't even give it because it was double wide. And I'm like, well, the damn garage is worth the price that he's asking for and the property. No. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to build a house. So I started looking into doing that. Nobody give loans on that either. Like, nobody give loans for shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I own the fucking property. My credit's good. I don't understand. And they literally told me you're better off to go find a house on a piece of land. I'm like, are you shitting me?
Nope.
So that's why I went out and started. So I looked at this one. I looked at a couple others, and I looked at the one down at the end of the block. Because I remember Brad looking at that one back when I was younger. And that was a nice house. And then I went and looked at it, and I'm like, we went down the basement. The fucking foundation's caving in. There's fucking water. There's a mattress floating. There's water halfway up the fucking furnace. I'm like,
Dang.
I didn't even go in the house. I just went, no.
No, we're done.
Yeah, we're done here. And we walked out, and the realtor that was showing me that, like, it wasn't one of her houses, but she's like, I can get access to the house, you know. So she got access to it, and she talked to the company that owned it, and it was, I don't know what you've been getting for offers. And they're like, well, people have been offering us, like, weird, like, 10,000. She's like, take it and run. She's like, because the house needs dozed in and fucking...
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's living in there now. I don't know who, but somebody's living in there. I don't know what they fucking paid for it, but
Honestly, if memory serves correct, I think the only reason why because I think the price was about right on this place.
This wasn't big enough.
But it just wasn't. It wasn't big enough because we was wanting to start a family at that point in
Right.
time, and we just didn't feel as if the rooms was big enough for our needs.
they're not. I mean, we're scrunching here like fucking sardines.
Uh-huh.
When I seen this place, I didn't think it was big enough for me just because there was so much shit in here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that hallway had stuff in it.
Mhm.
Like all the way down the hallway, there was lined with stuff, and I'm like, I can't even walk around in here. Like, this is not a big enough house. And when I finally bought it, and I'm like, because I was running out of options, the whole house trailer was falling apart, and I'm like, well, I gotta buy something. And then Zach owned across the street, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just buy that house. And then they finally got all their shit out of here, and I was like, well, there's actually a little bit of room in here.
Well, one of the
There's still stuff in here like that entertainment center that's in that room. That's as soon as you walk in that entertainment center there, they left that, and they left a computer desk in the other room that I'm still trying to get rid of. And then I got to get rid of that fucking extra couch I've got in there because I don't need it either.
Right.
So I've still got shit here to get rid of, but they left those things like, well, we don't really have any way of getting them out. I'm like, that's fine, just whatever, leave them. I don't care. Like
How many years have you been here?
all of them.
Oh,
Fuckerhead.
I don't know.
You've been here a while.
It's been like 8.
That's what I was
think.
saying, yeah.
Yeah, but the entertainment center and the fun computer desk, like I literally went to go sign papers, and so I had this house was I literally, like, unless I win the lottery, I'm dying here.
Mhm.
I'm not going through buying a house again. That was a fucking nightmare. Because I did this, I got the appraisal, everything was good to go. We were getting ready to sign papers. I got approached with another job, took it,
Oh, that fucked shit up.
fucked everything up.
Oh, yeah.
Sure does.
Fucked everything
Yep.
up. So then they were freaking out, and we had to do something fast. So then we made up a contract for deed. So then I had to get another appraisal. I bought 3 appraisals for this fucking house. I had to do another appraisal, and then did contract for deed for a year to where I couldn't touch or do nothing, And the day that I was like moving in here, like they were they needed a payment that day for the house because their payment was due, or else it was going to go to foreclosure. And I was like, okay. So me and the realtor, we came here and walked around before heading to go sign papers, and the fucking house is still full of shit. And they've known for a month in advance. That they've actually known for 2 months when the closing date is, because the first one got fucked up, so they should have been out by then. Then they had another month, this and that. And then we were there signing papers, and we're like, hey, you guys' stuff's still there. And they're like, yeah, well, after we sign papers today, like, when do you want us to get the stuff out? I'm like, well, seems how you're wanting money today.
I want your shit out today.
I want your shit out yesterday.
Right.
Like, I'm planning on moving in there today. Like, I've already fucking called Ameren. Like, they're switching everything up. Like,
It's happening.
They're like, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to get everything out, like, in time. I'm like, you've had, like, 60 days. Figure it out.
Yeah.
I think we had 60 days from the day that they offered the money on our house to the day we signed and had to be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. 'cause
Normally, like signing is you get 30.
Yeah.
On signing.
I think this was from the day that they offered. They
Yeah.
came and looked at it and they're like, yeah, we'll take it. We had 60 days. Get your asses out.
That's when Kelly realized that all her house could fit in a livestock trailer.
Yes.
that is an actual fact.
It can. It's livestock trailer and a goosenecks. All we needed.
Speaking of which, I think you guys are, so far, you guys are the furthest out of towners. So what I consider Reader Junction, Headache,
Yeah, Reader
We're
Jones.
readerites.
Reader rights. Yeah.
But the one thing that I remember whenever we was looking at this place, and this goes back to my childhood stuff, the house across the street, directly to the east, I spent a lot of time in that house. Whenever Bud Pullman owned the house, my parents was good friends with him and his wife. Spent a lot of time over there. And then after Bud left there, Bob and Janet bought the place, and Brian's been my best friend for damn near 40 years. It ain't quite 40 yet, but it's so goddamn close to ain't even funny. And
Old fucker.
I know we're old. Trust me, Brian. Well, if he was sitting here right now, he'd tell you he's fucking old as shit.
I know.
But I was like, man, that'd be pretty cool because Bob and Janet was they was mom and dad number 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bob had absolutely no problems with chewing my ass if we deserved it back in the day, and Janet would throw a flip flop like the best of them at us.
And they deserved it a lot.
Yeah. I had several different adopted families that
and
adopted me.
And I was like, well, that'd be pretty cool to be living across the street because, you know, I figured Brian and Sandy and, you know, and then Jeff and then Paul and Kevin and all them guys would be across the street, you know, every now and again. All my childhood, you know, early childhood friends would be across the street and whenever they was at home visiting, whatever. But like I said, this place, like I said, lovely house. Love it, but we just decided it was just too small. And
Oh, it's definitely too small. I really wish I just want to tear that entire wall down right there because I'm tired of going from the kitchen all the way
Walking all the way around.
the block.
Yeah.
I'd love to open up that whole fucking kitchen area there. I don't know who, like, you get a bed in here, a twin bed, and that's about it.
Yeah.
you will have a pathway about this wide
Yeah.
on one side of the wall to the other, walking around to get out of the room.
Right.
But you know, Jackson's room at the house that we built wasn't much bigger than this.
It is a little bigger, but not much. I'd say
Not
about
much.
another couple feet longer and
And-
maybe a foot wider.
And
maybe.
that in the room, this next room is you only gain from here to the wall. That's all more you gain.
Mhm.
I mean, they call it a 4-bedroom, but I wouldn't consider it that. I considered that one room in there an office room. It's not very big.
Well, whenever we built our house, though, Kelly, Jackson's room at that point in time was considered
An office.
an office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we figured at one point in time that we'd eventually finish the basement out there, and we lived there for 16 years.
That didn't happen.
And it never happened.
Never
it just
happened. Yeah.
life happened, Scotty, and it didn't happen. End of story.
Yeah, I still haven't seen your guys' new place.
Hey, is that 13 minutes left? Is he just going to shut us off?
No.
Okay.
You notice how it's going up?
Yeah. Hey, it's going up now.
She got 10 minutes left because he's only got 24
Fuck, they
minutes.
only got 14 minutes left.
Fuck.
Well,
I told you it goes to 24:07, and then it'll.
So you got 10 minutes.
You need to make a sissy?
We're getting there.
well, before we do, I definitely want to, since we was talking about the household across the street, I want to, because before we come here tonight, I actually said something to Brian and Cindy about this deal going on tonight. And anyways, they're in Kansas City tonight having a good time, and good for them as far as that goes. I think that's great for them. But I want to give one of the most epic Jake Stewart and Brian Gillespie stories. And I would have epic. When I mean epic, I mean this is like your big stamp epic.
Okay, let's roll.
And because you got to pee, don't you?
Yeah. I'll leave. I don't care.
Yeah. We can pause it if you need to.
Oh no, he can stick around. I want to watch him squirm.
Finish your story.
Do I got squirrel modes?
After this sissy break, we'll break out the Boones Farm.
All right, well,
I'll take a sissy break.
Foxhole.
All right.
Well, now that
Farm's cold yet?
No, we're going. I hit the button all the way.
is the Boones Farm cold yet, or do we?
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll have to pass that bottle around here in a few seconds. But
1, 2, 3. That's a few seconds.
there we go. I'm good with it. That's cracker opener.
Oh yeah, she's cold.
Well, as we're getting prepared
yeah.
for this,
Wipe off.
and I know that my best buddy Brian, if he was here,
do the fuzzy after we kill that.
if he was here, he would probably not speak a word. He'd be mute at this point in time, but he would shake his head yes. I don't know. He may add in. I don't know. Probably, maybe, I don't know.
Hey, let me see that lid for a second.
Are you gonna throw it away? Atta boy.
That's what you do with that. It's Boone's Farm, I mean.
Did you?
You just got Anna.
Did you just get embodied by Anna?
Oh. That's just exactly how I remember that from 1995.
Ain't it though? It's
Tastes like a strawberry slushy.
Oh my god.
Probably has about
Yeah, let's pass her back the other way.
I was
The
gonna say,
fucking memories of that.
we almost went halfway through the bottle in one pass with 4 people.
The memories of that Boones
I
Farm
think
are
we can handle
flowing
it.
back through my fucking thing right now.
That's not a sipping bottle.
No,
Like I said,
that's not our wine, is it, Kelly?
We
you
always
did that with our wine, and you
we
never
always
done it before.
we always carried one of those to show we were a little bit sophisticated,
Had a little bit of class.
a little bit of class.
Just yourself.
And also, me and Ronzo talked about how we used to have some homemade wine right down the road, and then that got ruined by the honor system. Just so
Yes,
wasn't
it sure
honorable.
did.
Sure
you know
did.
what? That guy down the road is the one that got me started making homemade wine.
God, I used to love walking in there. I mean, that was like a freaking liquor store.
Cheap too.
Yeah.
I mean cheap.
I don't be
Boones
safe.
Farm, strawberry daiquiri.
That's the price sheet sitting there. Yeah, that was great. And the apple pie, that you had to wash though. The wine you could go.
I just
But the
really
apple
just don't
pie-
do that.
Well, little unknown fact here that most people might not know is the more sugar you add at the head end, the more booze you get at the tail end.
Yeah.
We literally was like we're like a David Lee Murphy. Fucking the guy down the road with homemade wine. Might be a little dust on the bottle. That whole honor system was awesome. You know what else the honor system killed? They put fucking corn out in a specific spot for everybody to get sweet corn.
Mm-hmm.
And then some assholes from out of town fucking loaded a pickup bed full and decided to go sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And on top of that, now since that took place, they have to put on a sign for, their own safety, not getting
Right.
sued or whatever.
Yeah.
This is not for resale.
Right.
There's a great big sign at the end of that sweet corn plot that says that.
Like, this farmer is nice enough that they plant all the sweet corn for everybody to have for free.
Yeah.
And then one jackass is going to come here and will take all of it, throw it in the bed of their truck, and then go sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're a fuckhead.
I totally agree with that because this particular person that we're talking about is one of the most nicest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Good peoples. Good peoples.
The entire family is near and dear friends of mine, and I remember whenever they first started that thing up there, like I said, years and years and years ago, they put out.
I mean, they had a good run before somebody fucked it up. Like,
And it's typically somebody that's not even from.
it's not from around
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah, I mean-
They're like, oh, free corn. I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shittiest type of entrepreneurs you could ever fucking think of.
And that's what ruins a lot of things as far as that
Yeah.
goes with these things that goes on. There's a lot of people out there that's like this particular guy that spends his hard-earned money every day, and he's doing something for the community and the surrounding folks to help them out.
Right.
People. I'm not saying necessarily rely on that for food, but there's a lot of people that would go, I can get, a couple dozen ears or whatever at a time, and that's going to feed my family for a handful of days. And
Right.
this guy is doing this for us, and kudos for him.
Yeah, no shit.
And they may not necessarily rely on it, but it's something that they wouldn't have otherwise. They may not get any fresh sweet
Yeah,
corn, which is
commodity that they couldn't acquire otherwise.
right. You don't have the room for a sweet corn patch or whatever. But
Yeah.
And honestly, the sweet corn that come out of that particular field is way better than what you're ever going to buy at the store or
Yeah.
anything like that. I mean, it's always tender, it's always juicy, it's always flavorful. I mean, it's the stuff that I remember as a young kid with my grandparents, especially from my mom's side. That
We might not be recording any of this.
well, we're at 6 minutes here and some odd seconds.
It's flashing.
Not that part. The voice part. Let's go back over. Fuck.
Redo.
Wow.
I hit that button twice. I thought I only hit it once, and then I hit it again. Yeah, I fucked that up.
So you have a bunch
Damn.
of video of us just sitting here looking
We
at
have
each other.
6 minutes.
Of
Of us sitting here looking at each
Yeah.
other.
doing weird shit.
And
Yeah.
passing the bottle of
Yeah,
Boones
pass the
around.
bottle.
Tossing a bottle of Boones around.
It happens. I can put the. I can fix it
Maybe.
somewhat. I'll do some editing.
Oh, this is gonna be like one of them Chinese movies where the lips are moving and the words are totally off.
No. That does have a microphone on it. I can do some shitty 6-minute audio of that, and then splice in this.
The good audio for everything
Right.
else.
Yes, I'll make it work.
Still gonna look
Well,
like that.
It'll be all good, brother. It ain't that big a deal.
Yeah, I was just looking. I'm like, why is that fucker flashing? It should be a solid.
It's still flashing.
No, not
On this little thing.
this.
On this, do me hit you.
That records the video. This records the audio. Then I got to put them together.
We can't be here too much longer.
You
We're
know?
about out of beer, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah. Well, you said something about bringing.
we are not. You are.
Really.
You owe him at least one.
Why?
Because I
Because
gave her
he gave
one
me one.
when you were
Yeah,
fucking
well-
talking.
You said something about bringing an 18-pack. I was like, you don't have enough.
Well, this sucks to be you at this point in time.
Sir, I'm sure you owe him more than a beer or two.
Bullshit, because back in the day when we smoked heavily, this fucker.
Oh, the cigarettes makes up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my debt has been wiped out for eons.
Bullshit.
Hey, guess what? I don't know what we got in that cooler, but if Justin wants a beer, he can have a beer.
Fine. You control the pussy. I don't. Anyways,
And there's
And
that.
rank has been pulled.
I want to at least tell a story, maybe if
Yep,
not
That's
two,
fine. All right. Yeah, we'll
on
get
on
your-
on my good buddy Brian.
He's going to love you.
Oh, he is, and Cindy was like, whenever I was texting him in the group message about what we was doing tonight and this, that, and the other, she was like, "Is this a live deal or is it recorded?" Or because I've got Spotify, I could do this, blah 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 blah. Didn't mean to mention Spotify. If that's a rights
And
infringement,
then just
I don't know.
editing.
No, I mean we're on it.
Okay, but
I don't think I don't know the rules, but I think we're able to say their name.
okay, all right. Well, that's fine.
Let's hope.
All my people out there in TV land,
Or we're on Yotify at this point in time.
we're on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, and then there's like 5 other fucking things I don't know.
Just Google us.
But
Still working on you, Australia.
but
Got nobody
start
out in
drinking
Australia.
Fosters.
Yeah, we're have to have a fucking Foster's fucking podcast.
It's
to
Australian for
Get
beer.
Australia to start following.
Actually,
us.
I
It's
don't
about the
mind-
country that hasn't followed.
I don't
yet.
mind a good Foster's every now and again. That's one of them deals. I don't mind
Can't fit 'em
drinking
in
one.
you can't fit them in a fucking koozie though.
No, but if you're a man, you can drink them fast enough and they'll be fine. But one of the stories I want to tell about, like I said, my friend of almost 40 years of Brian. God damn it. That's funny as fuck, just so you know. Him and I one night, gosh, I don't know which one I want to tell first.
Oh dear Lord.
There's 2 of them that is just awesome.
Tell the story, sir.
I know, squirrel moment again.
Chronological order.
But so one night, my second mother, Janet, she had 2 different cars. She had a Chevy Lumina that was white, and she had a Ford Taurus that was kind of a grayish color. So I guess we'll start with the Ford Taurus. And one night, Brian and I, we was going over to Hardin to a particular bar over there that you could get served underage over at Hardin, Illinois.
But you weren't underage, correct?
No, we was
Allegedly.
we
Yeah,
was
use that term, too.
we was 21 plus a day,
Yep.
and we got over there, and
Probably just went over there just to get lunch boxes.
well, actually at the time they served really good pizza at the place,
Okay.
and they still do as far as that goes. we got over there, and there was a particular local band by the name of City Nights that was playing over there. It was a good time. They was playing all that good rock and roll music and this, that, and the other. You had your AC/DCs, you had your Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Alice in Chains. They was singing it all, right? It was a good time until it wasn't. All right. And that was whenever
When that part happens.
that's when the infamous Greenfield / Calhoun or Greenfield / Hardin Tigers versus the Warriors fight broke out. There was a window busted out. A guy went through it. People just had the shit beat out of them, and the cops showed up. And Brian and I somehow or another snuck out the side door. We got in our car as the cops was coming in one way. We was going out the other. It was a perfect scenario for us. We got the fuck out of there, and we was drinking the actual glass bottles of beer that night, Budweiser's, and we got going down the road, and all of a sudden we got over there onto the Greene County side. Actually, it was Jersey County at that point in time. We got over there. Somehow or another, we found out that we was just down to cans left in the cooler. We didn't have any bottles. And at that point in time, that's kind of a popular deal to throw bottles at road signs, right? You know what
Never done it.
Well, if you haven't, because you're lying, but you should try it sometime.
What are you talking about?
Talk about nodding.
You gotta learn the term allegedly. That was almost a runner-up for the second name of this podcast.
That would have been good.
Because it was a runner-up to Jacktown. 'Cause there were so many allegedlys being said.
And
Allegedly.
It was fun too.
so Brian's like, he goes, dude, we're out of bottles. He goes, we can't throw it at these alleged road signs going by.
There you go. You got it.
And I was like, screw it. I just
It's basically a hillbilly skeet around here.
So I was like, screw it. I said, there's thousands and thousands of acres from here to there to where we're going to at that point in time of cornfields. Let's just pick, I don't know, several ears of corn, and we'll just start chucking, fully matured corn at these road signs. He goes,
Disclaimer, I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is up on this also.
Well, it sounds like he's just trying to spread his seed.
oh, I was
sort.
definitely doing it at that point in time in my life, all right? The seed landed on tits instead of fields, but whatever. Sorry, Kelly, and not sorry, and
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Because the statute of limitations ran out on this too.
Yes, it has. Definitely that has ran out. And
They're way over 18 at this point in time.
so we was going along through there, and Brian was like, are you shucking corn right now? I was like, is that an innuendo or what, bud? I said, no, I'm just here. I'm throwing corn. I mean, because we had a back seat of his mom's car filled full of eared corn that was like ready to harvest. And he goes, well, if you're shucking corn, make sure all the silks get out the window. I said, oh yeah, buddy, that's not a problem. Not a problem. I said, every silk is out the window. Nothing's flying in the back seat.
Get the back window down, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We was smoking cigars at that point in time and drinking beer and having a good time, and yeah. So I'm sitting out here trying. And once again, this is drunk logic, and that's Brian Gillespie coin phrase right there, drunk logic.
It's an alleged drunk logic at this point in time, sir.
And he's like, well, so if you're getting it out the window, I said, yes. Goddamn, quit asking me if I'm getting this shit out the window. I'm getting the shucks, the silks, everything out the window. It was sucking right in the back window. Every fucking Every bit of
Back
it.
window
So-
looked like fucking Chewbacca trying to hide.
Scotty, back whenever we had to open the door to put the beer can out, it's kind of one of them deals. Why do you need to shuck the corn to throw
Throw
out a
it out.
sign?
Right.
Yes.
This is on that same logic.
I'm assuming aerodynamics are gonna come into this. And something about the fucking they cut the air better when they were naked or something.
Yes. So we're going along and there's not a road sign allegedly that's safe at this point in time. And we get back home and one thing leads to another and we wake up the next morning and the entire back seat of Janet's car is filled full of shucks, silks, a handful of kernels of corn, whatever's back there. And the old man come into my room. Brian was there. And he's like, "What'd you guys do last night?" "Nothing. Not much." Well, I went to go out to feed the cows. I noticed that Janet's car's here and the windows is rolled down and there's heavy dew last night. So that's not good. And then the goddamn back seat, which you could hear him at, you could hear how this is going. You both can.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn back seat's filled full of fucking shucks of corn and silks. What did you guys do? Oh, you better get it cleaned up, and I mean now.
And he wonders why his son acts like he does.
Anyways,
Which one?
The oldest.
and can I
Go ahead.
kiss my ass? I'm gonna finish my story. and
Truth hurts.
And so as we're out there trying to clean this car up at the shop vac and everything else that's out there, trying to clean it up, Brian is just bitching up a storm at me. He never bitched about anything, but he was on one that morning. He was like, "God damn you stupid son of a bitch. I told you last night that you cannot get anything in the back seat of this fucking car, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "All right, Brian, all right, we're getting her cleaned up, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Not a big deal." And that kind of moment kind of come and went and it left. And then it wasn't much longer after that. Brian piled that car up on the Alton Bridge, going into West Alton over there, and Janet got this white Chevy Lumina, pristine. I mean, like, you go back to 1994. I mean, a Chevy Lumina was like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was a boss type vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And we went out and we went to this party down by Chesterfield. It was a sausage party. It was bad. We felt awkward. We had to get out. And for whatever reason, we decided that at 11 o'clock at night, we was going to go frogging at one of our local farm ponds that
Absolutely.
that we
I
had.
don't know what else you would do.
I mean, we left a pool party that was a sausage party to go frogging. So we had to go back to the house. We got
In-
the front.
In season, right?
Absolutely. It was
Okay.
in June 15th to be exact.
Okay.
I know that, allegedly.
Good.
And we. To start that off, I got off work and I acquired beer at that point in time, and I was like
On a quest.
on a quest, and well, you guys have really got me off task.
All right. Everybody quit fucking him up.
So I bought myself beer, and at that point in time, he really liked drinking those Jack Daniels homemade punch,
Down
Lynchburg
home
lemonades, and all that good shit like that. He really liked it. So I bought myself a case of Budweiser, bought him that. Well, he was while he was coming back from St. Louis that night, he was like, "Well, I'm gonna get some of that for Jake. So I want to buy him a case of Budweiser and myself a case of these Lynchburg lemonades." So as soon as we got it together, we was like, "Fuck, now we got 2 coolers full of beer. What are we really gonna do now?" You know, besides drink it. We got to this party. It was terrible. Hated it. Awkward from the word go. I don't want to say the word homophobe, but it was something.
Room was starting to spin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep, Brian." He goes, "Yep, I'm with you. We're out." We went and I was like, on the way, when we left this place at Chesterfield, I was like, let's just go get the frog gigs. Let's go frog gigging. All right, let's go. So we went back to the house. We got the frog gigs. We got back, had the spotlight there and everything. I don't know. We was catching frogs left and right. I mean, it was a good night. We actually got right to the legal limit.
I was about to say, not over the limit.
Yes, the legal limit of the frogs.
Yep.
Well, then we saw this car or truck. We couldn't tell what it was. It just had headlights. It kept driving around us the entire time. I was like, "Shit, that's the fuzz."
Gotta be.
It's got to be. This is the part where Brian kind of should be here to take over on the story because I'm getting a little fuzzy at this point in time because of the fuzz. And apparently, according to the story, how it took place, I decided that since we was in his mom's Chevy Lumina frog gigging, we're kind of getting a picture here a little bit.
Yep.
That I was like, well, if this guy, whoever it is, the game warden, he can't see our license plates. So I went into the pond and I got handfuls of mud and I'm smearing on the license plates. I mean, we have rectangle pieces of mud hanging off the front and the back of this car.
Just so happens.
Just so happened. And somehow, some way, I still yet to this day don't know exactly how this happened. I don't think Brian does either. He could probably give you a better recollection, but honestly, I really don't judge his judgment at this point in time. And somehow there was dollar bills, cattails, and mud and dollar bills stuck to the back seat of his car when we got home. Plus, there's a trunk full of frogs.
Well, within the legal limit.
Within the legal limit.
With 2 people, yeah.
I know how they got there.
But we get in finally. It's like 4:00 in the morning, and it's bad. Frogs still in the back of the trunk of Janet's car. This car probably don't have 15,000 miles on it at that point in time. And
Yeah, and he wonders.
the old man comes upstairs where my bedroom's at, and I mean just raising holy hell. And Brian and I still drunk, fucked up. We get up, and I'm sitting there staring at him, but I can't see him. Okay. I know he's there.
He's transparent.
He's transparent. He's camouflaged at this point in time. And the old man's just screaming his head off to get our asses downstairs. And I finally got focused, and I looked over there because I had this old shitty mattress that just laid on the floor up there. That's where Brian always slept, or whoever slept over. Pillow, 1 blanket, mattress. That's what you needed, right?
Bare essentials.
Bare essentials. I look over there, and there's this pile of puke, like this big around, right in front of Brian's head. And the only thing I could think of is the old man screaming at me to get downstairs, all of us, both of us to get downstairs. You fucking puked in my room. You son of a bitch. You puked in my fucking room. And Brian finally got it together enough to where he goes, I did puke. It's right there. I was like, sure is, buddy. It's right there. He literally took his hand and he palmed this pile of puke, put it in the trash can, and looked up at me and goes, better? I got to be honest with you. I was like, yeah, it's better. We finally got downstairs, and the old man is standing there. He lined us up against the wall, and he's standing there shaking like this, pointing his finger at us. There's not a cuss word that he invented new cuss words that day, okay? And had told us exactly how stupid we was. And we walked out there, and sure enough, there was cattails, dollar bills, and why there's dollar bills out stuck with mud on the back seat of her car. Why we was frogging, yet to this day, I have no idea. I cannot tell you why that they was there, but by God that they was there. And we sat out there the rest of the day, and we cleaned that car. We cleaned the seats with the shop vac. We wiped it down with Armor All. We did everything that we could, but that car for months stunk like frogs because them goddamn frogs was in the back of that car. And once again, there's two people in my life that I know that is an absolute saint. One of them is Justin's wife, Molly, and the other one is Janet, because she never said a word to us. Not one word out of that deal.
Did she lose her sense of smell?
I don't know.
Maybe she had COVID.
Did you, like... So when you left there, though, you said there was a car driving around. Did you ever...
Have no idea who it was. It could have been a neighbor. Had no idea. But at that point in time, we knew that...
You just freaked out and you put mud on the fucking...
Yep.
And apparently the back of the back seat of the car with the dollar bills.
And I wish Brian was here, because I wish that he could help us explain why we had money out of our pockets at that point in time and sticking it to the back seat, because you could tell that somebody took handfuls of pond mud and went like that to the back seat. Once again, drunken ignorance at that point in time.
Well, I've seen you two drunk together. You two probably don't know why.
Say, nothing would surprise you with those two at all.
And the other one that's a really short blip on this that would make me, that still makes me giggle yet to this day. And by the way, I've actually used this on my own child already in life. So Brian and I decided that the same Chevy Lumina, and this was the end of the Chevy Lumina. The Chevy Lumina didn't last very long. I was this was PK, pre-Keli. So I like to call it pre-K. Okay?
He's an idiot.
There's a chance in this. I was really trying to impress this holier-than-thou chick that I was dating at the time in college, but she was pretty holy. I thought I could get her to the ginger side of things.
Right.
Well, that didn't happen, and then Keli can finish the rest of the story after the letter she sent to the house one time. But you remember that gal?
Yeah.
Okay,
I remember the letter. I don't know her, but I
okay.
remember
Well,
the
I'll
letter.
let you tell
What's
the
her
end of the
name?
story.
Patience?
Don't know what her name was.
Actually, I really don't remember what her name was either.
I did. I met a chick one time named Patience, and I'm like, that's a weird fucking name. Patience.
So I remember telling Brian, I was like, "Hey," I said, I got this holier-than-thou chick coming down to the house, and she's gonna be here Saturday morning. I said, I want to go out and do something. I said, we can't do anything wild and crazy. I said, not our normal shit. I said, I'm trying to impress her. I said, all right. I said, I got to show her that I'm a good guy. I'm a Christian. You know, I'm a really good guy. And one thing led to another.
Sure, I'm full of shit.
Exactly. It's where that ended up at.
I had an end goal in mind that never got there, just so you know. But anyways, so we had one of them stupid torrential rains that rained like 3 inches in like 30 minutes, you know, and
Did
then...
you tell her that was what Noah was talking about?
No, I did not. But where I used to live out there at the farm, out there at the old Stooks place, we all met up there. Brian and Cindy was there, and those two was, I mean, if They could have had a black shirt on with a white collar. They was playing the part to a T at this point in time. And we left there, and we got all the way to Hageman. Right before it was left there, went across Solomon Creek, coming into Hageman there. And Brian's like, hey, road's flooded. I was like, it can't be that deep already. So, head on through there, buddy. No big deal.
3 foot high and rising.
I didn't expect him to get in the middle of the deepest part of this son of a bitch and then gag it and then let off right off the bat, and then she sucked full of water. Well, so there we was, literally in the middle of that little dip right there before you get to Hageman. You know exactly where I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And there I was.
I got stopped there a few weeks ago because guess what? There was fucking water.
There's always water there.
There's a problem there.
Yeah. And we looked at it and went, I would have. Somebody told us we could make it through there. And I got there and I go, honestly, if that sign wasn't there and I knew how tall that sign was and I can see how far it is up on that sign, if it wasn't for that sign standing there, I would have went for it. It doesn't look that bad. I know how tall that sign is. And and I made the comment too when we went through there. I was like, I plowed that pond once. Okay. I've helped plant that lake. Fucking,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we got there. We flooded out.
We did make it last weekend though. We went through there. It was not flooded.
Attaboy.
Okay.
Attaboy. I like. Good for you. We got through there, or we got in there. We're smack dab in the middle of it. Water's coming in the car. This gal, I'm trying to show that I'm a good guy too. She's freaking out. She finally gets out of the car, gets on the trunk. She sits on the car. She's crying. I'm like, I got this. It just so happened that my neighbor, I wasn't quite like Moses just yet.
There was no parting of the seas.
Get a stick.
And that could be an innuendo on the parting of the seas, because the parting of the seas never happened with her, just so you know.
Jacob about to part the seas.
Jacob Yoder was there. You got it.
Don't worry, I'll build a bridge in 30 seconds.
It just so happened that my neighbor was coming in the road, and I'm wading through the poison ivy and the weeds up there on the pond dam, trying to get around to get out to the other side of the deal there. And he shows up. Well, what can we do? I said, well, take me back to the house. I said, I'll go get the truck and the log chain. I said, we'll pull this out. Ain't a big deal. We get her pulled out. We drag her all the way back to the house. And as soon as we come up the driveway, the old man comes out. What did you stupid motherfuckers do? As in, you guys know him both very well. Mm-hmm. You could hear him saying it. Mm-hmm. I told him what happened. And he goes, now I've never done this before, but if I was a betting man, if you took all them spark plugs out of that engine, you roll it over and you blow all the water out, and it's going to go like this. Put it back in, change the oil. Start right up, run around for a little bit, change the oil again. This car will be good to go. But I've never done this before, ever. Of course, at that point in time, I'm sitting there going, maybe this guy's a fucking genius. I have no idea.
I bet you he's done that to several Model Ts.
And, like I said, we did exactly what he said. And
almost like he'd done it before.
Almost like he has done it before.
But never done it before.
Just a good old hunch.
Yeah.
At that point in time, it's strictly hypothesis at this point in time. And
I say I don't think this guy's fooling me.
he next thing I know, we do all this shit, and bam, it's back to going again. And we still got daylight at this point in time. And I'm still sitting there, they're going, we can still go out tonight and have a good time. You can stay here tonight. No, it's almost dark and I'm leaving, is what this gal said. Fuck, we did all this for absolutely nothing, bud. That's what I'm looking at Brian going, and he's going, yeah, you are fucked, and not in a good way tonight. But anyways, flash forward in 25 some odd years, I'm sitting there looking at my sons, and they're sitting there going, well, I don't know how it happened, Dad, but it just did this. I'm like, well, I don't know how it happened either, but I said, this is just total, maybe, I don't know. Just try this and see what happens. And sure enough, and I even heard both boys tell me a couple different things after they screwed something up. Well, how'd you know about that? Just a hunch.
Just a hunch.
And once again, we wonder why his sons act like they do.
I had a friend that
That did this. That is 2 I missed in a row, by the way.
oh shit.
You've missed more than 2.
But
You're not blessing the garbage gods.
but I guess what I'm trying to say is,
No offense, Todd Stevens.
Todd Stevens. Yes, let's mention that Todd Stevens. I guess what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is it's funny how some things come full circle in life.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I feel like if I had kids, I'd have to sit them down and be like, listen, you're going to do some dumb fucking stuff.
I'm
Really
gonna have
dumb.
that conversation with mine eventually.
Tell them to call James.
Yeah.
Buddy.
And you're going to be like, listen, it's going to be some unbelievably stupid fucking stuff.
Yeah. And don't you worry, because I'll probably be able to top it.
But when this shit happens, you just tell me what actually happened so we can get to the solution faster.
Yeah, don't fuck around the bush here. Just
Yeah. Because when you get older, we're going to sit down and we're going to have some beers.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you about how I did it worse.
Yeah.
So if you'll just spare me the fucking around so we can get to the solution.
for that point where he just said, I had to tell a story on him.
Yes.
When I had to go pull his car out of a ditch during the Greene County Fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I know the story.
That's one
or
of my
not.
favorites.
This
Mind you, I didn't put it there.
he
Okay.
did not.
I did not put it
He did not. But they left, and we get a phone call where me, Justin Decker, Jordan, we're all sitting in a beer tent. Scotty calls. Car's in the ditch. I need a pull. All right. Haven't been drinking much, so we're good. So we all jump in a truck.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So we jump in a truck. Don't know who was driving. We jump in a truck. We follow his directions to a T.
Mm-hmm.
They drive right by me.
Call him back. Where the fuck you at? You just drove by me. Turn around, come back. We turn around. We drive back. Call him again. Where in the fuck are you at? You drove by me again.
I
Turn
was
around.
still sitting in the car.
Turn around, come back. So we turn around again. We're driving like, stay on the phone. So we're coming around the fucking corner. Stop! Scotty yells, stop! Where are you at? Look out the driver's door.
I was off with some weed.
In the car.
Yeah.
We all get out like, oh, that's where you're at.
Yeah.
So we all get out. Because there's like, of course, when somebody calls that I'm stuck at the fair, you don't get two people.
No.
You get a truck full of people to come get him out.
One of them happens to be my brother's sister.
No. She was not with us at that point in time.
Yeah, she was.
No. She showed up on accident.
Okay, well, anyway, I got out of the car, and that was the first voice I heard.
Yes, we all know this.
Stacy?
My words were, "Who brought this bitch?"
Exact words. And we're like, we did not. Where'd she come from? We don't know. She just showed up.
Because she always, makes a big deal out of nothing. And I was like, I just got out, and I was not in the mood. And I was like, "Who brought this bitch?" Because I won't say who was with me, but I was allegedly Too drunk to drive.
Okay.
And I know I had a lot, and I was having a good time, and I was in bad shape. But we got to the farm, and we was in my mud truck, and then switched to my car, and then we left, and she was driving, and she drove it off in the ditch. I wish I could have had an onboard camera for me just sitting over in the passenger seat, all nice and calm, and she drove it off in a ditch.
Deep fucking ditch.
Deep ditch. I didn't really even say anything.
Swallowed the car.
Yeah. But we're off in this hole, and when it finally come to a complete stop and she put it in park, all I said was, and I was too drunk to drive. That is all I said.
And there was 4 people in a truck trying to find him that couldn't find him.
But like I said, we went off in this ditch, and I just sat there like I didn't even care that my car just fucking went off in this fucking abyss. I just sat there in the passenger seat because I'm just still trying to win the argument. And I was like, and all I said was, and I was too drunk to drive.
But it was funny as shit because we had the car out.
Yeah.
And then we seen a vehicle coming, and we're like, all shit in britches. And it stops.
Yeah.
And somebody gets out.
Yeah.
God damn it, Scotty, what the fuck did you do? Who the fuck invited this
I was
bitch?
like, I go, who invited this
Right.
bitch?
We did. She just showed up. She.
And then I also looked at the girl that's driving. I go, do you want to drive the rest of the way?
And she said,
Fuck you. I drove us the rest of the way home. But yeah, I was just literally like just sitting in the ditch, and I mean, I'm literally just sitting there like this.
I think that was the first and only time I had to leave the fair to go get somebody out of a ditch so they could go home, and we went back to the fair.
Yeah.
And it was like, it wasn't too late. I mean, the band and shit was still going on at the fair. We all left it to go get them.
Yeah.
was this a Friday or Saturday night?
It's the end of the fair.
Friday night because it was I ran the drags that day.
Okay. Yep. That would have been. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna lie, allegedly, I might have been drinking all day.
Well, I didn't know if this is one of them deals where
Because I also had a situation where truck ran beautifully, confidently enough to where instead of hauling it, I just drove it. Whoa. Because I had license and insurance on the truck. So I'm like, I'll drive it. If it does break down, I'll figure it out. Fuck. I mean, it's like 6 miles down the road. So I was confident enough to drive the truck there because it was running great all day, and then get there to race, pull up to the line, and the truck falls on its fucking face.
it goes like that.
And I become pretty furious at this point because this has happened several times to where I drive this truck around all day and it acts fine. And I get it to the fucking starting line, and I take off, and it bleh, that's all it does. Meanwhile, I could be out smoking the tires on it, run the fuck out of it, and it won't miss a beat. But I get that motherfucker to fucking drag strip, get it off the mud drags, and it falls on its face. I became furious. I might have took my fucking emotions out on alcohol. And I'll admit, I got pretty drunk that day.
There was a guy that is my age that used to run a lot of mud trucks, built a lot of big motors, and a lot of stuff like that. Might have lived in the Athensville area at one point in time, and he. We'd take. He had a Jeep at one point in time. We would take that thing out on a Saturday afternoon.
I know you're
talking about too. Yeah. That didn't take long.
Sunday afternoon, whatever it was, and like you said, that thing would almost do wheelie stands on the asphalt.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an amazing vehicle to be in, and big old 35-inch tires on. I mean, just
He owned the only Jeep that I actually I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Still rough riding.
Oh, it's
It's
terrible.
all fucking.
Yeah.
It was a log wagon.
Yeah, but I did love that fucking Jeep.
But we'd go out. We'd meet up with some people that live down by the Spanky area now, and he'd just make fun. At the time, he lived actually in North Carolina. But we'd show up to this guy's place and just drink a lot of beer and have a hell of a good time. And he'd just make fun of this guy for hours on end of, why are you taking this vehicle out that is meant for this, but you're on the road with it all the time? And like I said, this thing could almost do wheelie stands that had so much power and everything. But even with them big-ass tires on it, it was just ridiculous. Then he gets it to like you said, a mud drag or a mud bog or whatever, and that thing would just fall flat on his face. And I'm like, it's kind of like what you were saying. You could take it out and you could put 500 miles on the weekend, but it won't go 300 feet.
Oh, the day this happened, I literally the truck had never been running better. I just had the carburetor redone. I went out and had it in full drive out in front of the farm, and I smoked all fucking 4 tires off, doing a little staging and taking off, and it smoked all 4 tires. I'm like, oh, this baby's dialed in now. We got something.
Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll.
Gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what made me mad, I talked her into running powder puff, and it ran fine for her. Everybody gave me shit because they're like, you don't know how to drive that thing. And I'm like, she barely even touched the gas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it took off like it did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, yeah. Some say I might have drank my feelings that night.
Well, that happens, don't it?
Occasionally.
But, yeah, I mean, things happen. But like I said, whenever we done the dishes, I was too drunk to drive.
Sometimes them comments might ought to be best left just to yourself. But on the other hand, every now and again, man, it feels pretty good to put that little jab in and turn that screw.
Yeah. Yeah. I could have kept my mouth shut.
Good.
I might have tried. We'll never
Just
know.
didn't work.
Well,
I have a hard time, I have a very hard time not being that guy, that smart ass.
Mhm.
I will, if the opportunity comes up and I really know it's really, really, really inappropriate, usually you just see me go.
And then it comes out.
'Cause I want to say it. I try not to. And then it'll still squeeze out.
We got Jake one day at the old place. His kids riding his 4-wheeler around, and we were all pretty fucked up.
oh my God.
In
Yeah,
his
I know
garage.
this is going.
And one of his boys comes shooting in the garage with a 4-wheeler, and they didn't quite get the brakes hit fast enough, and rocked her right into the fucking wall. But a pretty good dent. It didn't really. It wasn't a major fuck up, but it left a pretty good dent in the wall, on the drywall. And Jake stood right there. Kelly stood right there. Jake just started laughing because that's funny. It just fucking, we all laughed about it. And it was fun. Next day, for some reason, we were all back there again, and we're sitting in his garage. And Jake notices this big fucking dent in his garage. and he starts to blow up. Who in the fuck did this? And we all go, shut up, Jake.
You giggled about this last night, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not wrong about that, as far as that goes. Word for word. That is the honest to God's truth. It's the gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he laughed about it that night. Next day, he fucking threw a fit.
Oh.
We're like, no. You can't throw a fit no more.
Well, they hit it hard enough that I was pretty sure the cabinets were going to come off the wall inside the kitchen. And they didn't. So I'm like, okay, the cabinets are still on the wall.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, there's just a good dent in the drywall.
Which I'm pretty sure is still there to this day.
It could be.
Don't matter. We
Was
don't
it
own
like
it no more.
the-
Don't care.
That's right.
In the shed part or in the garage?
It's in the
Actually,
garage.
part.
Garage part. Oh.
The
Yeah.
garage that was attached to the house.
Right.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the kitchen wall backed up to that.
Yeah.
And I thought the cabinets were coming off the kitchen wall as hard as he fucking hit it.
Yep. They ain't wrong on that.
It was comical.
I don't even remember what we was doing down. Was we cooking ribs or?
I don't remember. It
I don't
was-
either. And why we were there that night and the next day.
And early the next day.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why everybody was there, but I mean,
Because your kids would have been at that point in time so little that they wouldn't have wanted to spend the night. They would have been babies.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know why.
maybe
but-
we was just you guys,
Showed up, cleaned
tables,
up.
chairs, helped clean
That-
up, whatever. That's my guess.
Yeah. That's got to be the only reason why. I don't remember why. The only thing I remember is you were pissed the next day.
Mhm.
and Justin's like, no,
We
sir.
all stopped. You're like, you can't say a fucking word. Because you laughed.
You thought this was hilarious last night.
Yeah. They're not wrong, Scotty, on this.
I get that.
I tell you what, if I ever give you any words of wisdom about having children down the road, and I heard this from an old
It's
man,
don't.
there's two things to say. Don't. But I had an old man tell me this one time. He says I was talking about one of the kids doing something and just embarrassed the living piss out of me. Right? They was having a fit or they did something in the middle of public or whatever the fuck it was. Whatever. And I was telling this guy about this, and he goes, "Well, your first mistake is you had kids." I'm like, "Well, I wanted kids." He goes, "Well, that's your first mistake." He goes, "If you never, ever, ever want to be embarrassed in life, don't have kids." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Seriously." He goes, "You can raise them to do whatever you think that they need to do in life." But he goes, "They will do something to you. They may be 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, 40 years old. At some point in time, they're going to do something that you're going to be embarrassed about." And I was like, I kind of see that now.
Mm-hmm.
That is the honest to God's truth. Hell, I'm 46, almost 47 years old. I guarantee you there's something I've done in the last month that Carmen would have been embarrassed about. Maybe
Like-
not. I don't know.
Oh, I guarantee.
Yeah.
Probably on the cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you know what I'm saying, though. I mean, and he's right on that. If you're ever gonna not ever want to be embarrassed in life, you don't have kids. But at this point in time, where Kelly and I's at with a 20-year-old and a damn near 18-year-old,
It's too late to stop now.
Yeah, they're too old to kill at this point in time. You take them out now, there's going to be questions asked. I mean,
I don't know how. I'm not really sure how unadoption works.
that is not an option at this point in time. They don't take them back after 18 years.
well, I'm just to the point where you're almost 18
Yeah.
and you are 20. You're kind of on your own type situation.
Yeah,
Whatever I
think
guess
you're
you do.
past the abortion stage.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we're past that by a handful of days.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can throw the coat hanger at them, but it's not going to do no good.
Yeah.
At this point,
They
in time,
might throw it back.
At this point in time, it is considered murder.
Right. Yeah, there's a certain time.
I give the kids hell, but love them to death. Couldn't ask for any better kids. I mean, they're my kids or our kids. I guess it's technically they're her kids. They come out of her.
Pretty sure you were there for the conception, sir.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I don't know. There's
They both look and act just fucking like him. Well, the one looks and acts like him. The other one just acts like him.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Jury's still out on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On one of
Yeah,
them.
well,
I mean, one of them we're guaranteed.
Yeah, still
The other one, we know it's yours, but we're still tossed up on him.
Could be the UPS driver's kid. We don't know yet.
Probably not.
Hey, you're never going to get child support from him.
Because you ain't got any yet, have you?
Son of a bitch.
one of them has that like exact chiseled jawline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, when he was born, the first thing that was said was, "God damn, you dotted him, didn't you?"
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gets worse with age.
That must have been when he was halfway coming out.
Yeah, had to be. Had to be.
He was probably about to be born.
Fucking dotted him.
Put him right back up in there.
You stay in there for another week or two, buddy.
Is that what happened?
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, Christ.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just want to put this on there that it is 11:47. So my wife wants to zoom in on that when she watches it.
And
we are still talking at 11:47.
Yes,
Right.
and I am down to my last beer, so this thing is going to have to.
In the
Wrap
next
up.
15 minutes.
It's going to have to come to a screeching halt. Even though I'm having an amazing time, and I could probably sit here till 4 in the morning and talk.
Yeah.
Scotty, I'm not doing that.
Hey, I know he pulled another fucking Boones Farm out.
Well, we could finish off the navel. Or what? Yeah.
The fuzzy navel.
It's a fuzzy navel.
So the audio for earlier is going to be a little fucked up. It's going to be off of that. But
For like what,
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
As we were drinking the
First bottle.
The first Boone's Farm.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
This is where
This would be the fuzzy navel variety.
Yeah.
she still didn't do it right, did she?
Mm.
Those air bubbles take their last breath.
Still didn't do it right. But still here.
Thank you.
There it went.
Not-
She missed, but oh wow.
It's almost over there by yours.
that brings
generation.
back memories.
I'm telling you, that when I checked
Wow.
into that one, I'm like, dude, I started having flashbacks like, nom.
Yeah.
Boy, I know this is going to do it too.
Yeah, it will.
It will.
You want to do a Hail Mary first?
It was 72. I was,
Well, mine was somewhere between the summer of 94 and 96, and there I was.
boy. Dude, you can't beat fucking cheap ass Boone's Farm.
Can't.
Fuck all them other dry fucking Merlots or whatever.
You know, I think this is the first time I've ever drank Boone's Farm.
Oh dear Lord.
Give me a bottle of Boone's Farm any fucking day.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever drank it.
Oh,
I just got. What does it cost now? Does anybody know?
I think I bought these things were like, I don't know, they might have been $3-4
For a bottle?
for a bottle.
Ah,
Yeah,
highway robbery.
right. That's what I thought. See, these for like $1.59.
It was 2 for $5 when I was in high school.
Yeah,
Or I mean, whenever I was 21.
Freshly 21.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty like I think they were like I think
Finish it.
I bought them 2 for $7.
Oh yeah, that maybe.
I do when I bought these, but they used to be like fucking $2.50 a bottle.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
totally agree with that. Allegedly, you used to be able to go to Meehan's. No, never mind.
It's fucking delicious.
The store in
That is-
town.
That is really good.
Dude,
I mean, but I
fuck
don't,
all them fancy wines.
Yeah.
That's the shit right
I don't-
there.
I don't really don't think I've ever had it.
Oh, Jake,
I do have.
you just found something new to drop her panties.
It's going to take a lot of that Boone's Farm, sir.
You don't know what Boone's Farm does.
True
I
that,
mean,
but
I do.
Well,
I have drank my wine before, and it's a hell of a lot stronger than that.
well, first off, yes, it may drop her panties. That's fine. I mean, that's stage 1 of 3.
Oh, passing out in bed.
And then stage 2 typically leads to hugging the toilet.
That doesn't happen that often.
Stage 3 is
Story in bed.
is well. Stage 3.5 is she takes the shower rug that you wipe off on with your feet to cover up with, and then she'll eventually end up in bed.
Yeah.
I have only done that once, sir.
Happened once.
The covering up with a shower rug once.
If you got to heat
Hey,
the
you-
bathroom floor, though.
I know.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You suck one dick, you're a cocksucker for life.
There you go.
It's just like with the shower rug. You're a shower rug fucking
Yeah.
guy or gal.
It was warm.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, I'd fuck that Merlot shit and that dry ass fucking
Merlot is
nasty
really dry.
Fucking Boones Farm. That's where it's at.
Serena has a really good wine that's not real expensive.
There's things that need to be brought back. Boones Farm, CB radios.
There you go.
What
Yes.
we're trying to bring back, we got CBs on our side by sides now.
Are they actually CBs or are they two-way
No,
radios?
they're CBs.
Okay.
They're Citizen Band.
Okay.
radios.
Getting a little serious
Anheuser,
there.
I know you're working on the numbers, but the frogs need to come back.
Totally.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. After my pitch,
Wise.
after the pitch I gave them for the commercial, I know they're taking some time to get back with me because they're probably working the numbers out. That commercial idea is solid, fucking solid.
Absolutely. You're everywhere but Australia.
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
I mean, come on, fucking mate.
Money.
I got to tell you,
All drinks at Foster's.
if you really truly want to bring back the good old days, what I consider the good old days. Now, I mean, you got somebody that's our parents' age. That's a different good old days. But I'm
Right.
talking about for me is somewhere between the days of 1993 and about 1999. Okay, that was my heart of getting out there and getting it done, having a good time.
Oh, when
blah,
you're
blah,
telling me
blah.
I was like between 6 and 12.
Ish.
Yeah.
But
I do remember the flooding.
he's younger than I am.
Yeah. Cool thing though, like the flood of '93. I remember. I mean, that was back when you rode in pickup beds,
mhm.
and I remember looking back, and we were down there at Eldred Bottoms
Mhm.
because I had some relatives down there. Dad drove through some water that was like up, like splashing in the bed, and some of us kids were in the back, and we're all just like, coolest fucking thing ever. Looking back now, I got a little bit of knowledge, like, oh, well, you could have killed us.
yeah, that probably wasn't real smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other times, though, where we had a regular cab truck and we had fucking 5 kids and whatnot, we sat in the back with lawn chairs and drove everywhere, and I thought that was cool. And I'll still take that to the grave. I don't care if I had a crash and died that day. It was fucking awesome.
Well, I will
Riding around truck
I will
beds.
piggyback to that in a heartbeat on this. I won't say the guy's name, but my little league baseball coach. There was 2 guys.
I think I had bringing back riding truck beds. Let's bring that back.
We would get out of school, whatever time it was, 3:15, 3:20, whatever the hell time it was, didn't matter. And there in the spring of the year, and my 2 baseball coaches would show up in this old boy's long bed pickup truck. There would be 12 boys
That's how we did it, too.
in the back of that pickup truck. We'd go out to the city lake. We'd practice for 2 hours, and then our parents would come pick us up afterwards.
That's how we did. The old war wagon would pull up, old Jimmy Grizz, pull up in the war wagon. All those kids would run out, jump in the bed of it, head out to the fucking lake. And then, like you said, our parents would pick us up after practice was over.
Absolutely. Just loved every minute of that. And I never, at that point in time, ever gave a minute's worth of thought that was unsafe or whatever. And, you know,
You know
be,
why? Because we was smart enough not to jump out the fucking side of it.
or to hang on.
Right. Like, War Wagon didn't even have a tailgate.
Okay. I didn't know that.
No, old War Wagon didn't even have a tailgate. We were smart enough to know to sit down, hang on, and don't fall out the back. That's where things went wrong. Is you can't do that anymore because the kid will fucking jump out the side or for whatever reason because it's all butterfly, or he's trying to grab the lug nuts or something stupid.
Something stupid, yes.
Trying to grab the leg.
Like,
Totally agree with that. But,
yeah, I mean, we brought the ignorance on our fucking selves because, I mean, like I said, I can remember when my house burnt down and I was driving to school or riding to school with Brad and Phil. I would always have to, after school, I'd have to hang out with them until we fucking went home because I never rode the bus. I can remember going, like, after work one day, or after school, they had some friends jump in with them, so I had to ride in the back. So I'm sitting in the back of the truck with a spare tire, and the truck's got a headache crack. And Jonas is in front of us with his little fucking Mazda truck, and we're fucking just running around all over hell. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just back here for the ride. You know, I'm hanging out back here on a spare tire, fucking hanging on to this headache rack. They went down 7 hills with me in the back of the fucking truck to where when they hit the fucking thing, I was over the cab.
Hoping you're
in the air like, oh, fuck. And then, bam. And I remember when I hit, they're like, oh, Scotty's still back there. Where was I going to go?
yeah.
I don't know if they were just remembering I was with them because the thud that hit the fucking ground, you know, that hit the bed. Or if they were like, oh, he didn't let go. Like, because I literally went up in the air and I remember grabbing the fucking headache rack and holding on for dear life because I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, I kind of tell you a little bit of a story about that too. I never got to experience this as a volunteer fireman for the district here in town. But back in the day, firemen used to ride on the back of the fire trucks, right?
Right. A garbage man.
Like a garbage man. Exactly just like that.
Yeah.
And I won't say any names, but I remember some of the old guard going, hell yeah, we left the tavern or whatever when we got the call, and we finally show up, we get our gear on, and we're flying down this road, and we're literally hanging on with 2 hands on this handle back here on the back of the truck, and our feet is straight out as we're going to this fire. And I'm like, oh my God, there's this, so, back in the day whenever all this stuff was going on, nobody really thought anything about it, But, you flash forward 20, 30, 40, 50 years, whatever you want to flash forward to, you sit there going, how did somebody not die on this?
Well, somebody did die on that, and that's why they have the regulations that they have now.
Yeah.
But to the other point, if you're alive today, everybody, if you're alive today, it's because your ancestors were the baddest of the fucking baddest. They didn't decide one day, I'm not going out of the cave because it's too scary. They decided, I've got to go out of the cave or we're all going to fucking die.
Because we don't have anything to eat.
Right. So, for you today to live like such a fucking pussy is such a goddamn disgrace to your ancestors. Because, like I said, if you're alive today, it's because your ancestors were the baddest of the fucking bad. They walked out of the cave every day. They looked death in the face and said, fuck you, not today. And that's why you're alive.
I agree with that 100%.
So for you to be a fucking pussy and want your goddamn fucking crying corner and oh my God, you called me a fucking ma'am when I'm really a dude, but I do whatever your fucking shit you got going on. Fuck you. Like, seriously, you are alive today because your fucking ancestors were the baddest of the fucking bad. They went through the worst shit possible. They stared death in the fucking face every goddamn day and said, "Not today. Fuck you."
Yep.
I agree with that 100%.
And then look what we turned it into.
Yep.
But
Like, I don't know. I if the aliens are winding up a fucking asteroid, I don't blame them.
although I got to tell you though,
Because, like, I mean, goddamn, like, we turned into. I mean, it gets. And there's the fucking saying, you know, hard men. It's the. Hard men make easy times make soft men make hard times. And so on and so forth. And we're definitely at that baby shit soft area right now.
well, the one thing I will say about that though is, and I guess I'll take this moment to brag on my two boys, is Kelly probably says I'm a little hard on my kids, but you know, though, I think being hard on them a little bit as they was growing up and as to where they're at now in life has made them to what they are. And a good example of that is Jimmy went to college. He wanted to do heating and air conditioning, be an HVAC guy. And one of my most proudest moments of him, of his accomplishments, is he finally found the job that he wanted. He held out on a lot of different jobs, and at one point in time, I was sitting there going, "God damn it, kid! They're offering you this. You might ought to take a little bit of something, but whatever. Keep doing what you're doing. At least you're employed right now, doing something, and providing income. So whatever." And he finally got to a place where he liked the offer. You know what I'm trying to say? The offer. And whenever he first got in, literally the guy says, "All right, Jimmy Stewart, you are going to be in the warehouse for the next 6 months. You're going to be trained by these people over here to the way we want you to be trained for our business." He accepted that, no big deal. He went out, he bought a pretty decent car to drive back and forth to Springfield, and it wasn't 2 days later after he bought that car, his foreman, his not foreman, journeyman, went to his boss and goes, "This Stewart kid over here, he does not belong inside the warehouse. He already knows way too much. He's way advanced more than anybody else that's in the warehouse right now. I need him out on the job site with me, and I want to take him underneath my wing, and I want to be his journeyman." The guy my kid was there for 3 days, and this guy already picked him out of 40 other people that's in this warehouse to be that guy. And that's my proud dad moment of going, well, I sit there and feel guilty sometimes about being a dick about things, of making him do this or do this or do this or do this.
No, but he just went out and bagged a fucking saber tooth.
He did.
That's what I'm saying.
So there is
quit feeling fucking sorry for these motherfuckers.
there is hope out there in the world.
Yeah.
But it's going to take parents like Kelly and I, like Justin, to sit there and go, "God damn it, you're going to do this because this will make you do this down the road." And you're going to have to realize that. Yeah. And I understand sometimes that parents sometimes want to be their kids' best friend, and that's not a good thing. No. And sometimes that is a good thing.
Yeah.
That
every now and again, you got to have that cool uncle that, for whatever reason, they'll only listen to them to set them straight, because they can give them the words of like, "Hey, listen to your fucking parents, because you're an idiot." Because if you said that
it doesn't go over that well,
right?
Yeah.
But if the cool uncle goes, "Hey, you're being a fucking moron," we could say the same words. You could say, "Son, you're being a fucking moron." They'll hate you for a moment. cool uncle, hey, you're being a fucking moron. Then they'll go, oh, fuck, am I?
Being a fucking moron. Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but that does work.
It does. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong on that.
I don't know how that works, but somehow that works. And
Yeah.
you'll be sitting there like, motherfucker, I said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he got mad at me.
Didn't matter though. Yeah.
And then the youngest son, which he's just kind of dipped his toes into the workforce at this point in time. With his age, I mean, he's going to be a senior this year in high school and whatever. But once again, if I'm gonna give any credit where the credit is due, I know his employer, I know his day-to-day boss, and that person has said to me multiple times that he does an extremely good job at his place of employment. And all of his coworkers like him, and I'm just like, God damn, maybe this kid did learn a little something out of all this shit. So, I mean, he's got a long ways to go. Like I said, he's just starting the senior years in high school this fall, but he's already he's been 2 years at the place, I guess. Two summers, I guess.
He's on the
there.
second summer.
Second summer working there at this particular place.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people seem to like him there. So I guess Kelly and I have done something correct over the years, I guess.
They'll at least work. Not for me, but for everybody else.
I'll say, heaven forbid to take a fucking sack of trash outside, but they'll go work for somebody else, and
It's kind of like that
They
cool
fucking,
local thing.
Well, they
Yeah.
fucking pay better.
Yeah. They pay.
Well, here's the thing.
They pay
Yeah.
dollars.
Yes.
They don't pay in room and board
I
and
am,
vehicles and insurance.
I'm going to call a quick foxhole here, and I'm going to go out, and then we can do whatever after that. But we need to have a foxhole here.
Well, if we need to wrap it up, we can wrap it up.
Well, always wrap it
Probably
up.
be
I
not a
cannot
bad
wait for
idea.
that.
He can't.
It is- 12:08.
Yeah. We can wrap it up.
I got to go.
Jake's going nuts.
Jake's gonna take the whole fucking place down.
Well,
Yeah, I'd say we can.
Jake's gone. So
Jake's gone.
Well, here we're gonna talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is midnight. I mean,
It is.
we can wrap it up.
yeah,
I mean,
we just need to wrap this shit up.
yeah. Well, thank
Yes,
you guys.
Molly, it is 12:09.
Yeah, and it is no longer. It is July 27th now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I can't wait for Molly to come on.
Oh, we gotta get.
You have to ask her to do that.
See, what I thought was we could have all the guys come on and then all the girls come on,
Uh huh.
get different perspectives.
Yeah,
Because all you girls get it together would be fucking hilarious.
that
too.
would be a great one.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
Yeah, I would actually sit at home and watch my kids for that, and then watch this later.
Yeah. See, it's on there,
So,
Molly.
how long will you watch your kids for?
Well, I mean, seriously, I thought this was gonna be like 30, 40 minutes, and we've been here 4 hours.
So,
Yeah.
can we start earlier though?
no,
'cause-
I
no,
would
I-
definitely recommend earlier.
I not necessarily meaning here.
right.
Maybe-
Oh, I got you. Pre-game.
We need to pregame
Yes,
for a
Mom.
while first. We need some manis and petties and Mexican with margaritas before we start this.
No,
whole-
that'd be you girls go out and pre-game and then fucking
And then come back and talk Scotty for a while.
yeah.
No, I missed out on it. What are you saying?
No, just don't worry about it. So yeah, Scotty he wanted the guys to show up and then the girls to show up.
Oh,
So
Right.
okay.
so the girls need to pregame a lot more than we do.
We're gonna go get manis and petties and have Mexican and margaritas before we come out.
Will you,
He
make
already
it, will you
agreed.
make it here?
He already agreed he'd watch his kids. Will you watch your kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch them do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Jody.
They're on their own.
So,
You have to watch the dogs.
yeah.
Those are our kids now.
We'll all be at Jake's house in the pool.
Right.
Okay.
Are we still going on the?
I mean, we're still going on everything.
All right.
We haven't
Yes.
stopped.
We're
We're
still
trying to
going.
wrap it up.
all right. Well, let's wrap this sumbitch up because we're
Yeah.
out of beer and we're
Yeah, it's after midnight.
12:15
Yeah, we
ish,
did good.
and we're getting ready to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So Molly, it's almost 12:15. I'll have him home in 4 to 5 hours. I don't know, give or take.
All right.
Give or take.
Give or
We'll be
take.
home before 4 or
So-
5 hours.
Kelly will work on something in the future.
Awesome.
We'll have a girls' day
have a girls'
in here. And yeah, thank y'all for coming out.
Thanks, Scotty. I've
Thanks for having
actually
us, Scotty.
been looking very much forward to this. This has been an amazing
Pork and
time.
beans.
Pork and beans.
We didn't even talk about pork
God
and beans.
damn! That's a whole new
Yeah,
story.
that's a whole different one.
That's a whole nother night.
Yeah.
Two
All
more
right.
bottles of
No, we'll
booze.
get another night. What's
Yeah.
everybody doing tomorrow? No.
No, not tomorrow.
Not
Yeah.
tomorrow night, buddy. Not tomorrow night.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Good night.
we're all out.
See you.